afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. The Blue Jackets beat the Oilers 5-4 Thursday. Matthew Olivier scored 2 goals while Adam Fantilli extended his goal streak to 3. Here's Fantilli on winning back-to-back games.
Any game's a big one for us right now. We know these points are going to make a difference at the end of the year. They did for us last year. So just anytime we can get a point, a win, it's huge for us.
Columbus is off tonight before hosting the Rangers Saturday at 7. College football, number 1 Ohio State welcomes UCLA Saturday at 7:30 in the two schools' first meeting since 2001. Big Ten tonight, number 9 Oregon hosts Minnesota at 9. MLB Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani was named National League MVP, while Yankee slugger Aaron Judge earned American League MVP honors. This update sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or online at sleepintercolumbus.com. Breaking sports news on the Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the number 1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
So where's the office, back at division? In the office, baby. Going out.
Just get that vibe going right now. Rothman and Ice.
Yeah, you got to let it breathe sometimes. That instrumental is one of the best in hip-hop history.
Happy to have all you guys bouncing with us today.
Let's go.
We are Rothman and Ice, Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Cannon. How we feeling, boys?
I'm feeling good, brother. Feeling good. Another weekend has arrived. Another football Friday has arrived, and so I can't complain at all. How you feeling today?
Outstanding.
Good.
I did not go to the game last night.
Stayed at the crib?
I locked in, and I'm kind of now, I'm a little bit ashamed of myself, which, I mentioned how much, this is Connor McDavid coming into town, the only time this year, and I was texting with a buddy of mine, and he was texting me at, where was it here? Oh, yeah. He goes, going to the game, and I just wrote back, I'm a loser. I got prep for today, I felt like, and other stupid chores.
Probably doesn't help either that it gets dark at 5:45 right now.
And I said, I'm going to lock in. And he's like, come on, man. And I said, and I was just back, I'm ashamed of myself. And I go, but I do have an animal on my right and a pizza on my left.
Winning.
And I got Torts on ESPN Plus, who I would have missed if I would have gone to the game. So I had Torts and Levy on set, animal on the lap, pizza on the left, and warm and cozy and ready to go.
Just living the good life.
And I was like,
there.
I would have missed Torts. It was meant to be. And it was great.
What type of pizza were we housing last night? What do we have on the topping wise?
That is the subscription frozen Lou Malnati shipped from Chi-Town.
I love it.
But I like their veggies, so it was good.
What does a subscription get you? Is it per month?
It gets me 2 a month.
Okay, so 2 larges a month, I'm assuming?
2 deep dish Zaz a month. Yeah.
It's not a bad deal. I don't know how much you're paying for that.
I wouldn't go crazy on how it's a great deal. It's good. And it reminds me of Chi-Town, and when you pull that baby out of the oven and you're walking down to watch that game, like, I've always said this, that the moment between walking the pizza downstairs, knowing there's a game on or a movie, that moment, before you've even had a bite, that moment between the oven and the couch, maybe my sweet spot of life.
I feel you on that because there is a bit of a jolt of adrenaline that runs through my body when the DoorDasher that drops my food off at the door.
Oh, yeah, and delivered.
When that picture hits AR, because I just kind of, you can just drop it off at the front door. You don't have to hand it to me. So when they do that, they'll send you a nice picture, the DoorDash app will, and you're like, it's time. It's time to get busy. So I can understand what you're saying. I get why you don't want to leave the crib on a Thursday night.
Would have been a great game.
It would have been awesome. I'm trying to get better at myself, and this is going to be a promise I'm going to keep to myself going into next year. When star players are playing close to me or in this city, I'm going to go to games. So,
but you're going to start tomorrow.
Next year is what I'm going to start. That's what I'm going to start. So when
not last night.
Yes,
So when the Dodgers are in Cincinnati,
I'm going. When Wemby comes to the Cleveland or Indiana, I'm going to those games. I just don't want to pass up on these opportunities anymore. I've done that too many times, and I was sitting there last night watching the game and thinking, man, it would have been cool to be in the building to see Connor McDavid, even though I did enjoy the game, and obviously the result was what we needed.
Now, the difference between that and what I have to deal with, and this is just a matter of fact, is all those other things cost money. We're lucky enough to be season credentialed to the Jackets. So it's just basically parking and go, and it's effort. But to do what I said, like back in the day when I said, I'm mad at myself that I never went to see Michael Jackson live.
Right.
Like, and I could have. I grew up in that era. I could have gone. I've seen the Stones. I've seen great The Police. I've seen bands of my era. I've seen U2 now at this. I paid what it took to get into this sphere to see U2.
You hung out with Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
Come on.
The older you get, the more nostalgic you become. And why do you think I'm going on these self-made movie tours? Like when I go back, I'm like, all right, I'm going to find Ferris's House again. I'm going to find, 16 Candles or Risky Business or all these movies that were filmed in my hometown. Mm-hmm. Like I'm going back. Like I just feel like there's an attachment. So the older you get, you'll feel that. I do look at last night's game as we'll talk Jackets here for a moment as kind of how should I put this? It's the epitome of who they are. Like, they won a game that they gave up 4 goals to a high-scoring team. Like, it warmed my heart. That's okay. It was dramatic. They blew a couple 2-goal leads. I think they were up 3. Actually, they were up 3, and it felt like it was going the other way. What I'm happy about last night is recently they've had a tough time sealing games, putting the lid on games.
Closing it out, baby.
And I feel like last night, in my mind, they got the point back that they gave Edmonton. They got like that point back in my mind, kind of a half point. If they didn't win last night and we got to a point where this team, let's say, gets really close and misses the playoffs by like 3 points, like in my mind, I'm going to go back to the Islanders game and I'm going to go back to the end of that Edmonton game. Yep. But I'm happy that they won last night in that fashion because I think it proved something. This was not Edmonton was coming. Draisaitl is Draisaitl, and they were coming. Yeah. And there were guys that had to fight tooth and nail to the end of that game when Edmonton was ready to tie that. And if they would have tied it and we go into OT, here we go again. Yeah. And they held them off. I mean, that's a 5-2 lead with, 12 minutes to go. And then 30 seconds later, it was kind of a sloppy play in our D zone, and then they score, and it creeps into your mind of here we go again.
For sure.
And at 5-4, the fact that they fought them off, and the fact that Jet Greaves at the end was great, and so that was a mentally tough win, and you can hear it in the room. And so now they'll get the Rangers coming to town on Saturday. So here we go. Tie the tourniquet on. Mm-hmm. They'll play meaningful games at the end of this year. They're still probably, we don't know where they are. Number 1 goaltender, how much are they going to put on Jets' plate now? What's going on with Elvis? Is it more mental? Is he dinged a little bit? Is he not feeling well? Is it a combination of both? Is Jet playing well, so you're going to ride it? Like, I don't know exactly what lit the fuse on this, but here he is playing. He was playing 3 games in 4 nights, and I'm thrilled to win a 5-4 game. And Charlie Coyle, who I've been singing his praises for a month now, the guy's a difference maker. He's an absolute difference maker, and it's cool to see. And Ollie, who we had on at training camp, he's trusted in every situation now. He's tough as nails. He can score. I mean, I think that he had a deflection in front, which was great. And the cool thing about Charlie Coyle is when he's wheeling and dealing with the puck, he's very patient. And once he noticed that traffic, once he noticed he had eyes in front of that net, that he could send it in there. We got the deflection off to a good start. But, man, it was cool to see. And McDavid, who had kind of a couple of rare, weird turnovers, was still making an impact. That was a great game last night.
Yeah, it was.
It was good.
When Draisaitl, he racked up that second goal, I'm like, oh, no. Not like this. I felt like,
at 5-4?
Yeah, 5-4.
Yeah, the one-timer, yeah.
I felt like, I can't remember the character from The Matrix, but when she's like, not like this. Not like that. That's how I felt. Because we talked about this a lot. unfortunately, over the years, we've had some of these games slip away from the Jackets, right? And you just never really feel comfortable when things get tight like that late in games, but they absolutely did what they needed to do. And another good night for the Kill. And against a team like Edmonton, with the firepower that they have offensively, that's how you can pull off a win and grab the points the way that they did last night. And so you're talking about 0 for 2 for Edmonton on the power play, and you look at the Jackets, they're 17 of their last 18 on the kill. That's good stuff. I know the results over the last few games haven't been exactly where they wanted, but that's something to where you can close the gap on certain teams where you don't allow them to rip off some of those goals when they do have the advantage. And so that was just very encouraging, again, for me to watch last night. And I love that you brought up Charlie Coyle, because that was one of those guys they acquired this offseason. I know Coach Dean and all the higher-ups were excited about what he can do, and we're labeling him a 200-foot type of guy out there on the ice, and you saw it on full display. And so between Colorado and Boston last year, he put together a nice season and offensively helped out those two clubs, and you saw what he did last night. And so hopefully that can be a spark for him to where he can really lock in and continue some of the stuff we saw last night at Nationwide. It's fun.
Yeah, going to need a lot of guys chipping in now with Boone out and fighting some stuff, but I feel like this is going to be tough. I'm still here to tell you, I think they play meaningful games down the stretch. I don't think this thing will be, I don't think it'll get away from them too much, but they're still, hear me correctly, that's a bubble playoff team, and they know it, and that's why they have to play like they did last night. But cool to see them not give away that one last night. We got a nice show for you today. We will get after it with Cam Meller. We'll talk college football at the bottom of the hour. We'll have overs and unders, pressure cooker. Tim May, of course, in the bulletin with his headline against the Bruins. Wayne Cook, who played quarterback for them back in the 90s, he's the sideline reporter. He'll jump on at 2:30 and tell us what the Bruins may be brewing for this game. Massive spread. We'll get into it next, and what could be and should be UCLA's downfall on Saturday night. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Have you already started your tailgate? Us too. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. It's Black Friday savings all month long at Germain Honda of Dublin. Get behind the wheel of a 26 Honda Passport RTL all-wheel drive with 3.99% APR for up to 36 months. Or you can drive the stylish 25 Honda Accord LX with an incredible 2.99% APR for up to 36 months. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or shop online at GermainHondaofDublin.com.
I have a buddy who's going to be popping the question soon. He's planning everything out. He asked me, can you help me out with the ring? I said, of course I can. I've got a guy, Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. Now you talk, Bob.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace. I'm your guy.
Go in, see my friends at Worthington Jewelers, tell them I sent you, and you'll get the true VIP experience.
I'll treat them better than I treat you.
That's not hard. Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged. And tell them Common Man sent you.
This is Ryan Krieger, and at Krieger Ford, we know life's busy. Let us handle your car care. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or have our technicians come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
If you're 55 or older and into that whole saving money thing, T-Mobile has an exclusive phone and internet bundle just for you. Right now, get 2 unlimited phone lines plus 5G home internet for just $30 each per month with autopay, plus taxes and fees. And with 5G home internet, setup is easy with just one cord and no technician needed, which is great if you're also into that whole keeping it simple thing. Switch now and experience the best mobile network in the U.S. Visit your local store to start saving. T-Mobile, it's better over here. Based on analysis by Ookla of speed test intelligence data Q4 2024 to Q1 2025. Ookla trademarks used under license. Unlimited on our network. Customers on voice plan may notice speeds lower than other customers and further reduction if using more than 50 gigs a month due to data prioritization. Video streams and SD on this plan. Home internet pricing after $20 in monthly bill credit plus $5 per line without autopay. Debit or bank account required. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
November is an ideal month to plant trees in Ohio because the soil is still warm, which reduces the transplant stress. Plus, trees require less water in November than in the heat of the summer, allowing roots to grow in the cooler temperatures. When planting trees, keep these tips in mind. Select trees that are zone hardy for where you plan to plant. Avoid planting trees that produce slip hazards like fruits and nuts close to sidewalks. And don't plant large trees near or under utility lines. To learn more about the November tree planting, contact an ISA certified arborist near you by going to trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Did you know Austin and Berm host a show at Roosters? And did you know that Roosters is giving away 12 ultimate Buckeye experiences? Tickets, sideline passes, trips to a postseason game, and more. Register today at roosterswings.com. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a mix of clouds and sunshine here for your Friday afternoon as temperatures warm up into the upper 50s. Winds fairly light at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we head into the weekend, we're tracking even warmer temperatures here on Saturday with highs in the mid-60s. But a cold front will arrive and bring us a chance for rain showers and then cooler conditions here as we head into Sunday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, massive favorites tomorrow night. Everybody knows that. Should go that way. Nico comes back to the shoe. And what he did last year was essentially not give up. He was tough. And for a moment there, and I can't remember the exact situation because his stats were stinky, but he was a guy, if there was any hope that Tennessee was going to make a game out of that, he was the one providing that hope.
Because there was no Dylan Sampson, right? In that game, he either got hurt or didn't play at all in the game. And so you're right. He definitely had to put the squad on his back, and he had the talent to do it, but you just needed so much more than that going up against last year's team. And you could probably say the same about this year's team. But yeah, I think it was Cody Simon that cracked him, and he had that helmet situation going on, and the dude just came back and he kept swinging. So you had to respect that, and I'm sure he's coming in here tomorrow with that same type of energy to prove not only to himself, but this is a big moment for Nico to showcase to the NFL that I can hang with the big dogs, because he was he had a little bit of that momentum going into the offseason before he left Tennessee. It was like, okay, this guy's got all the skills. He has to put it together, but the skill set is very appealing. And so, yeah, he's a guy that if he gets out of the pocket, that's where things can get a little spooky because of his legs. And so I'm sure that's just been a message hammered home all week by Matt Patricia and Larry Johnson is the D lineman, Sonny, Arvell, who's ever going to be the spy. But importantly, those guys down there in the trenches, man, do not allow him to break contain. Because if you do that, then he can move the chains and maybe things could get squirrely if he continues to push the first down marker down the field.
I saw you beat that man like I've never seen any man get beat before, and the man kept coming after you. Now, we don't need that kind of man in our lives. Let it go. Let it go.
That's giving one of the Rocky vibes.
Ding.
That would be, and I've never seen any of the Rockies, so this is just a shot in the dark.
Tear emoji.
I'm going to go Rocky 3.
that would be Rocky 4.
Yep.
It was Rocky 2.
Rocky 2. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got some Rocky 2 in here.
Yes, you've dropped a little Duke on us before.
Here you go.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop him like a bad habit.
That's one.
Does this look like a circus to you, man?
Fantastic. Carl Weathers. Rest in peace.
Yeah, he goes.
I just looked up I wanted to know if my feeling matched the game. So I went back, and we all know that Ohio State lit them up 21-zip right out of the gate. So it was absolutely brutal in the first quarter. I mean, the game was over for all intents and purposes, 21-0. They almost scored as many points as the temperature. So
remember they had guys running around AR shirtless before the game, trying to psych themselves up, trying to, hey, we're from the South, and it gets cold, I guess, in Tennessee. I don't know if it gets that cold down there as it does up here, but they were trying to send either some type of message or prove to themselves
be intimidated by
that we ain't mentally soft.
Yeah, they were not a Southern team that can't handle it. So it's 21-0. So the closest that game got was 21-10.
Okay.
And so they had scored 10 unanswered. So that's why I started to think okay, they're not totally going away. And this is the feeling I had about it. And I think I'm correct. So I looked at this drive. When they scored that touchdown, you know how long that drive was for Tennessee? 16 plays.
Marched on down
and
there.
A lot of it was 79 yards. So certainly it's human nature. You got that big lead. You take your foot off the gas a little bit. But I'm looking at the play-by-play. It's Nico, run. Nico, run. Nico, pass. Nico, pass complete. Nico, run for 4 yards. Nico, incomplete. Nico, pass complete. Nico, pass complete. It's Nico, 8-yard run to the Ohio State 7. Nico, run for 3 yards. That's what it was. And that's why I think, not that they were going to lose the game. 21-10, no one was panicking at all. But Ohio State then went 37 yards, and that was it at the end of the half. And then it looks like Fielding missed a 56-yarder. So it was 21-10 going into half. That game was not over. It may have been over in our minds, but he's the only one. Yeah. The difference is we need to probably stop talking about him because I think we know what we're getting with him. I think he's going to make some mistakes. You have to contain him. He can run like the wind when he gets into open space. He's tough. He's not going to just slide down. To me, it's how bad that defense is. I saw that in person this year at Indiana. I don't have the stats in front of me. I don't know if they converted a third down. He started the game with a pick six. I remember I told you the story. They were running the ball actually going into that game. They had won 3 games in a row going in Indiana. And they started with a pass that was incomplete, and then the second pass was a pick six. And then Indiana kicks off, and I turned to my brother and I said, I'll bet you $1,000 right now they hand it off. And, of course, they did. You're not going to start that game with 3 straight passes, one being a pick six. And I'll have to look this up. They tried a fake punt that blew up on them.
Yeah.
I don't know if they converted a third down.
1 for 11.
1 for 11.
Yep.
And where were they on yards rushing?
Let me find that for you. So in the game, it looks like UCLA racked up 88 yards total.
All right, let me ask you this. How many what was Indiana on third down?
12 of 16.
Yeah, 12 of 16.
And 2 of 2 on fourth down as well.
This team, UCLA, cannot get off the field. Now, it's nice for UCLA when they can actually force a third down. That's good for them when they're not just giving up first downs on second down or first down, where teams are just moving the chains on early downs on them. And I think that's what we're looking at. They are dead last. I'm looking at the stats right now. UCLA's defense in third down stops is worse than UAB and Air Force. Dead last in third down stops.
That's
and
nasty.
It's not even close. Teams are converting 55% of their third downs against UCLA.
You know what else they can't do, AR? They can't stop the run either. They can't stop the run, so they can't get off the field on third down. And then the chains can continue to move via the run for their opponent. and they're second to last in the Big Ten right now in rushing yards allowed per game at 191. And so for Ohio State, to where I think coming out of the last game for the Buckeyes are feeling pretty good about their run game. You don't have that Bo Jackson run ripped off the board. Obviously, the stats look a lot better. Still think the interior of the offensive line for Ohio State can be a little bit better, but I think they should come out of this game with some confidence with their run game because there just hasn't been a lot of resistance there from the Bruins on that side of the ball. And so we know what they can do through the air. This is the time of year, though, when we get to mid-November, late November, to where you want that run game to really start to round into form. So if that's going to start to happen and blossom for them, that's going to be a big-time thing for them because their defenses are already stressed out with what they have to deal with on the outside and how accurate Julian has been this season. But if that becomes a true threat on any down for Ohio State, then that's obviously going to be a big-time boost for the ceiling of what this team can be. So that's what I'm looking forward to seeing tomorrow, as well as obviously what the defense can do to slow down Nico. And they've done a good job against rushing quarterbacks this year. I mean, they held Damon Williams to a season low in rushing yards this year, did a pretty good job against Parker Navarro in a small sample size as well. So they have some confidence on defense that they can do this, and I expect them to do that as well. But moving the chains on offense with the run game, can't wait to see what that looks like tomorrow because there's some opportunities there for them to do it.
Yeah, I agree with you. I mean, that should look sharp tomorrow night. The fact that they picked their poison against Damon Williams was smart. Let him use his arm, which, by the way, he did. He did. Actually, the fault that I had for Washington in that game was when they got into the red zone against Ohio State, they actually took the ball out of Williams' hands. Like, I think that was probably a stupid play. They didn't call any RPOs for him. It was straight passing. But if you look at Damon's stats from the Washington game, passing, he was pretty good against Ohio State.
Which is probably what they wanted. I have to imagine, like, if we asked Matt Patricia and Coach Day, like, take away his strength, like, make him play kind of with his left hand, if you will, and his style of play. The left hand is the passing attack. You want him to get away from his comfort zone in the run game. And so, hey, they bottled that up and said, can you beat us this way? He wasn't able to do it, and I have to imagine that's probably going to be a challenge they pose to Nico tomorrow is to say, hey, we're going to try to keep you in this pocket. If you can't go anywhere, you do damage with your arm, we'll tip the cap, but even then, I just don't see it for their offense tomorrow.
Yeah, this is a combination tomorrow of keeping them sharp and also keeping them healthy. Like, this is a dual-edged sword now for Ryan Day and his staff, is that we don't want to take our foot off. We don't want to be that team that just rolls the helmets out there, but we have to build depth going forward. And if this game goes fast, good. More power to them on and off the field. Like, I feel like that's it for them, and start to gain that physical side of it, which you should against this defense. Cam Meller is our guy who does a lot of college football analytics for PFSN 365. He'll jump on because I think the question for most of this nation right now is how good is Ohio State and where does the field stack up to them in their road to a repeat. We'll have him on in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Hi, it's Anthony Schlegel. When it was time to replace my roof, friends highly recommended Newman Roofing. From the initial sales process, I was incredibly impressed by their commitment to outstanding customer service. Their 33 years of industry experience truly shine through, and it's clear why they have such an excellent reputation. I had the pleasure of meeting with the Newman family to discuss my roofing project. They presented me with several options and attentively addressed all my concerns and demonstrated a genuine care for their customers and the overall experience they provide. With family members in key roles within the company, they ensure that every customer feels confident in their decision to choose Newman Roofing. I highly recommend giving Newman Roofing a call today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visiting newmanroofing.com.
Call the company you can trust, Newman Roofing, at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit us online at newmanroofing.com. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof.
Hey, it's Matty Ice. Are you ready for the best Black Friday truck deals? Head over to McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, where the savings are happening all month long. You can lease a brand new 2026 Chevy Silverado 1500 for just $349 a month for 24 months with only $1,000 due at signing. Or if financing is more your style, grab it for just $679 a month for 84 months for qualified buyers. They're just off Route 23 on 95 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. Chevrolet, together, let's stride.
Nothing beats a cold beer on game day, but sometimes you've still got things to do. Hey guys, Eric Reeser here. It's why I've been grabbing Go Brewing, award-winning non-alcoholic beer that actually tastes like beer. Good news, Go Brewing is now available at Kroger. Grab a 6-pack of their tropical IPA in the beer aisle next time you're there.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
All right, we're getting into it. Knee-deep into November, and our friend Cam Meller, PFSN College Chief Analytics Officer. All right, Chief, welcome back to the program.
Happy to be here. Thanks, as always, for having me.
I give you Ohio State or the field. Who are you taking?
Sorry, it's easy. And I know not just where I am. It's every number literally states it's the best team in the country. They're the best team in the country, and they're the pallbearer for what we standard and where we measure the analytics to. So Ohio State.
All right. How much credit did you take away from them when Texas looked really average? How much have you re-added? What is your philosophy on their opener and where that stacks up and how we should judge them?
It's I looked at it as sort of the roadmap for how a team ushers in a new season, essentially. And Texas did it poorly. Ohio State did it admirably, if not even better than what we've seen before. I go back to where Notre Dame ushered in the Sam Hartman era, and they did it so well. It was in Ireland, and not apples to oranges, obviously, the comparison, but the trust that they instilled, they didn't have to. They knew they had the best defense in the country. They knew that they had skill and playmakers everywhere, and they didn't have to trust right away the quarterback situation, whereas Texas needed to in the fourth quarter. We all saw what happened with the boomer bust there. So a lot more stock has gone into that performance since we've seen the trust instilled, and then Texas get a little bit better down the stretch.
Let me ask you this, because you mentioned how strongly you feel about Ohio State and some of the numbers you're looking at, and obviously the stuff you're watching on Saturday, too, to back that up. In your mind, Cam, who is the second closest team to Ohio State?
I'd have to go a complete team and a complete roster, and Indiana gets there. Just mainly because we've not seen the consistency on offense from the Alabama team, and I think that they're probably the next team, and then the SEC sort of gets 2 or 3 contenders at that point behind Indiana. But Indiana, with the way that they play defense, and I know that they just had to come from behind, but you have a clutch gene that we didn't necessarily see in Fernando Mendoza that was just unlocked. And credit to Omar Cooper for the catch, but Mendoza led him on that game-winning drive, and we saw something from that offense we hadn't had to see all season long because of how good they are on defense. So Indiana's there, but it's tight for that second place spot between the SEC teams as well.
Did the way Penn State ran the football on them late or physically matched up? Listen, they did it against Ohio State in the first half as well. That's what they have to do now with an inexperienced quarterback. But did that take away anything? I hear what you're saying with it. To go 87 yards and do it the way they were throwing everything at Mendoza for them to come through, the talent on offense is elite. But where were you on how Penn State kind of pushed them around a little bit?
Yeah, that's the concerning factor for what is Big Ten football and how you need to win the games, but ultimately how you're going to have to win games come the college football playoff when inevitably there's going to be probably an SEC team or a team like Ohio State that they're going to have to match up against to win it all. And so it's a little worrying to me, just because it did feel like they were manhandled up front, at least for 3.5 quarters. And yeah, you said it, Ohio State did sort of get manhandled, but those halftime adjustments that have to be made and the different schematic effects that they're going to have to throw into to play here. I know Siggetti's got the coaching staff to be able to do it. They just not got punched in the mouth. So I do give them credit for coming back and having shown the clutch gene, but it is a little worrisome because it doesn't feel like they have the top-tier defensive line, or at least the depth to go all the way, it feels like.
Cam, when you saw Brian Daboll in a Penn State hoodie, did your mind go, oh, that makes some sense for them?
It doesn't not make sense because I feel like college football is getting a little bit more like professional football in the way you have to run it. The NIL is almost has happened to be treated like a salary cap. And so to me, it kind of makes sense. But to me, if I'm a Penn State fan, I'm incredibly worried that would be the best option that they think they can find at this point. So no, it does feel like it would make sense, but on the surface, if I'm a Penn State fan, I'm very disappointed.
Cam Mellor with us talking college ball. All right, I'll take you back to the beginning question about Texas. If they pick off one of these, like if they're able to get Georgia or A&M, are they in? Should they be in?
Yes, but also no. I don't think that they're probably one of the better 12 teams, best 12 teams in the country, but the way they've stacked up and how inconsistent they've produced, I think you have to look good against Georgia. And then if you put both of them, sure. But I think you have to look good in doing so. And then I also don't think that they can overlook what is the game against Arkansas and that incredibly talented offense. So I don't like their chances down the stretch, but I think if they beat both the teams, they have to be in. I don't know if one of them gets it done, though.
So we got a fun schedule coming at us tomorrow in the world of college football. Game day's over in Pitt for Notre Dame in Pitt. When you look at that game kicking off at high noon, what are some of the big matchups you're looking for in that game?
Well, so I want to watch what Mason Heinz does against this talented secondary, and a guy like Leonard Moore playing as high level of quarterback play as anybody in the country. And so can Mason actually produce far outside of his age and what he's been able to do? I look at what Cade Bell, the offensive coordinator, who will likely be a Power 4 head coach here pretty soon, what they've been able to do in such a short amount of time. It feels very much like he's almost like a redshirt senior, not a true freshman, playing quarterback. And so if he wants to announce himself, and honestly, he's a dark horse Heisman contender, in my opinion, this is a game that he's going to need to play outside of his age and actually elevate the team as much as he can. I still like Leonard Moore, Notre Dame, and them to sort of run the clock out, basically.
All right. So, did you have any issue with the rankings this week from the committee? Any serious issues?
I still think it's a little early to get too angry, so to speak. Mm-hmm. But Texas being as high as they are, we've not seen Texas be the team that's going to be a top 10 team, in my opinion. And so it's a little too early for them to be that high. And I like where they put the SEC teams. I feel like we're stacking up quite nicely for that to sort of them pick each other off. But no real big complaints. Notre Dame got to be the biggest benefactor, though, of a slow start down the stretch here.
So here would be the question, and I'll play kind of the counter to that. If they're too high, who should be above them?
That's tough. So that's sort of where I get it. I don't hate having. I mean, I know that they put too much stock probably in the head-to-head situation, where I think Oklahoma probably is the better team as long as John Boutier is a healthy quarterback. I think Vanderbilt might even be a better team on a neutral field as well, and then you get the benefit of the doubt of the ACC team getting in no matter what here. But it's tough with how inconsistently they played, and even against Vanderbilt for 3 quarters when that offense looked as bad as any team in the SEC had looked on offense this season. I just am very worried that they're going to be a team that sneaks in and only gets in on the name of a victory against Oklahoma perhaps at this point. So it's tough. I would put USC even up there, but I get why the committee probably ranked them where they were.
So we've got Iowa going out to Cali this weekend to take on USC. I want to lock in on USC specifically and ask you how high you think their ceiling is this year with the playoff and all the things that could be ahead for them.
Yeah, this is sort of, we're in mid-November, right? Knee deep in November. This is the eliminator for USC and Iowa. I feel like, I don't know if Iowa's got a legitimate chance, but I feel like the way USC plays offense, they did have a chance. And I know even the game against Notre Dame, rain-soaked balls everywhere, and it was just not a game that Jaden Maivia is going to hang his hat on. But other than that, they've played outlandish and tremendous football offensively. And I think that's their ceiling, is to put up 45 points a game and just hope they outscore what their defense is going to allow. I think it's amazing they've done it with, I think it's 7 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 7, I believe, different offensive line combinations starting games for them. So for them to be able to put up what they've done, if they get healthy and stay healthy down the stretch, they actually are a team I think that can make noise in the playoffs.
So Ohio State, here we are with a couple of what you'd call walkover games. Do you have any, we've had this conversation before, what is if you were in Ohio State's shoes or their fans' shoes, would you have any fear factor at Michigan, or is just the history of it and the fact that it's gone the wrong way for them 4 years in a row, is that what's driving the talk? Like, I want to try to get into real X's and O's with you. What's your fear factor for Ohio State going to Ann Arbor this year?
Yes, all of that goes into what the game is and what it stands for. In 4 years, the fact that nobody on roster has beaten them before, I think there's enough driving factor to me. But offensively, I am not concerned with what Michigan produces this season. I think you have to look at what they do on defense, and you have to look at that maybe as what could be a Heisman moment for Julian Sagan as well at quarterback, or even Jeremiah Smith. You go up against probably the most talented secondary you're going to face all season, most talented back seven, and if you really boil it down, probably the best front four you're going to face all season as well. And so they've not played like it in a full 4 quarters, I feel like. Maybe against Washington is the only time I can think that that's probably when they played their best football on defense. But then ultimately, unless Bryce Underwood takes some sort of dramatic step in the next 3 weeks as a downfield passer, I'm not as concerned. And I know that's probably a scary moment for a noon game and on November 29th to not be scared going into Ann Arbor. But defensively is what you have to worry about the most, and mainly that secondary.
Good stuff, Cam, as always, bud. Thanks for hopping on. Enjoy the weekend of college football.
You guys as well. Thanks as always.
Thanks. That's our friend Cam Meller. PFSN college football here on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Were you surprised when he answered when I asked him right out of the gate, Ohio State or the field? When I heard him start his answer, I thought he was saying, I think Ohio State's the best team in the country, but I can't not take everybody else.
Yeah.
I was actually a little surprised.
I thought he was going to bake in Indiana to that. I thought he would say, look, give me Ohio State and Indiana. But, yeah, like he said, it's eye testing his numbers, right? And he's saying that just top to bottom, they are the dominant force in the sport right now. And it's hard to push back on that from what we've seen from this crew this season.
Yeah. They don't have to beat the field.
Right.
They'd have to beat 3 teams.
Yeah.
And however that shakes out on their side. All right, we're going to come back. Overs and unders into the weekend. TLC will lay them out next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Ooh, winter's coming. And when the wind starts to blow, don't come inside to the cold. Open the door to peace of mind with your Waterworks and Header Precision Furnace Tune-Up and Energy Savings Plan. Your furnace is the heart of your home, and Waterworks and Header will have yours running at peak performance throughout the winter. Plus, you'll save on those energy bills too. Go to waterworks.com and schedule your furnace tune-up online. Waterworks and Header, heating, cooling, and plumbing, together to serve you better.
Hey, it's Anthony. It's Black Friday savings all month long at Germain Honda of Dublin. Get behind the wheel of a 26 Honda Passport RTL all-wheel drive with 3.99% APR for up to 36 months. Or you can drive the stylish 25 Honda Accord LX with an incredible 2.99% APR for up to 36 months. Germain Honda of Dublin, Sawmill Road, just south of 270, or shop online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Active military or veteran planning your next career move? Start at Columbus State Community College. Columbus State equips you with the skills to launch a high-tech career in Columbus's fastest-growing fields, including cybersecurity, software development, and more. That's why employers fueling Central Ohio's tech boom hire our graduates. Plus, our veteran services team will help you maximize your benefits and connect to a supportive campus community. Take the first step. Apply at cscc.edu/IT.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
Visit the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway near the Polaris Mall or on Stringtown Road at Grove City.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit A Home for the Holidays, Columbus.org to buy your tickets. That's A Home for the Holidays, Columbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
People can't say enough amazing things about Vanscoy Hair Clinics. Men and women struggle with hair loss every day, and they completely change their lives. Vanscoy Hair Clinics is the only company in Ohio that has PRP, platelet-rich plasma, and a multi-unit hair grafting hair transplant procedure. Go to vanscoyhair.com for more info, or call 614-432-8042. Here's what some of their hair transplant clients have said.
Around 26, 27, I lost almost all of my hair on top. It changed my life in ways that I could not imagine.
My hair is going to continue growing for the rest of my life. There is hope that you can do something about your hair loss.
Multi-unit hair grafting gives you 3 times more hair per procedure, saving you time and money. Hair transplants are more affordable than ever, and PRP is a fast, easy, and effective 45-minute treatment for thinning or damaged hair. Call Vanscoy for a free consultation, 614-432-8042, or visit vanscoyhair.com. That's 614-432-8042. Find out what procedure will restore your hair.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan. All your favorite Fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Rothman and Ice presents Overs and Unders.
Sponsored by the Roofing Guys. For all your roofing, siding, and gutter needs, contact the Roofing Guys at theroofingguys.com.
Affectionately known as TLC, the Loose Cannon has the overs and unders this week for us.
Loose Cannon today rocking a Roberto Clemente Pittsburgh Pirates uni?
That's right. This was a giveaway.
When I saw it, I thought you were rocking Paul Skeens today since your boy won the Cy Young Award. Do we have one of those in the closet, or are you scared to purchase one because he'll probably be a Yankee in a few years?
You see, Roberto Clemente was a Pirate for life.
Yeah.
And Paul Skeens will not.
I feel you. I guess
Simply put.
That's how I feel as a Reds fan when it comes to Ellie, so I understand.
I enjoy watching him pitch now.
Yeah.
Oh, no, there's a big difference between Ellie De La Cruz and Paul Skeens. By the way, the fact that you want to trade Hunter Green blows my mind.
Which is crazy nonsense, especially if it's for a guy like Alec Bohm. But what I'm saying, I guess, is TLC, we know our ownership, spend top dollar like that. So my mindset is Ellie's going to be playing elsewhere in a few years, which I don't want to happen.
Well, there are reports from the owners' meetings that apparently the Pirates and the Marlins are making it known that they want to spend this offseason.
Okay.
And I will believe that when I see it.
I feel you. What do you got in overs and unders this week, big dog?
So we had spent the first however many weeks of the season basically seeing the Browns game, whoever they were playing, as the lowest over-under in the National Football League. They have since passed that baton to the Houston Texans, and they are playing the We Ass Titans, and the over-under is only 37.
That's sad, AR. That's a sad, sad number. CJ Stroud out for this one, still dealing with a concussion, unfortunately, there. Cam Ward, I'm glad you played that. He hasn't had a single game this year where he's had multiple touchdowns in that game. And so their offense has just been in the mud all season long.
Stuck in the fudge.
Houston's got a really good defense. So I'm going to take the under on this one, even though it's a nasty number.
I think this game gets to 40. I do. Somehow it does. My pickup this week, Dalton Schultz, now Shefty and I both picked him up, and you would think he would give it the stamp of approval. He knighted it for me, and he's nowhere to be seen now with a potential shoulder problem. But
is he questionable?
It feels like he's on the wrong side of questionable. But we'll wait and see today. But I'm going to take the over. I feel like the Titans getting absolutely embarrassed 26-0 at Houston is going to drive a little bit of motivation. It has to. Somehow this game, you said the over-under is what, 37? Yeah, I think we can get it to 38.
Let me ask you this. If you didn't have Dalton Schultz on your fantasy team this week, would you have taken the under?
No. No, he has nothing to do with it.
Okay. Are you sure?
I don't think so. No. I'm leaning
for some points.
I'm leaning more into
Humanalytics is what you're leaning into.
My Humanalytics, which was when
Humanalytics, I like that.
It's like
he came up with that phrase years ago.
He comes up with some good catchphrases. Some good lingo, some good nicknames.
Humanalytics is
creative.
Great. Humanalytics is
I
fire. I love that.
Didn't get the. Probably could have.
I think you can still.
Maybe a T-shirt.
Yeah.
I think there's something there.
Hoodies.
Might be.
We do this too much. Come
That's
up
right.
with ideas, publicly talk about them, which is probably the worst
Never
thing we can
cash
do.
in.
Give them to other people. Story of my life.
And never cash it.
All right, so I was talking about Atlanta and Carolina in the same breath.
Okay.
That Atlanta couldn't get shut out. I just think these are competitors. They're pros. So give me the over on 37.
By the way, we still need to come up with T-shirt ideas and give them to Vegas. Separate topic. So following suit with everything that we've seen early on this season, the highest over-under total in the NFL this week is a Dallas Cowboys game. It just so happens that this week will be a Monday Nighter, and it will be against Geno.
They wrote me off. I ain't right back, though.
Can he hold up his end of the bargain of scoring points against a bad Dallas Cowboys defense with Quinnen Williams making his debut at 49.5?
This one's a little rougher for me because I believe the Cowboys are going to play incredibly inspired football based on the Marshawn Nealon incident. I just feel like that less than 2 weeks after the death of their teammate, I think there'll be something here for them. And they got to get them mentally ready to play. I mean, I'm sure they are. But to get them to 50, I just don't know if the Cowboys can do it all themselves. So I would probably lean slight under in that one.
I'm surprised with where the Raiders are right now that we didn't hear more buzz about Max Crosby getting moved. Because we saw a lot of picks getting thrown around, high-end picks getting thrown around for defensive players, especially D. Lyman, Jalen Phillips, and Quinnen Williams, as TLC just mentioned. I'm surprised we didn't hear that. It did sound, or does look like Brock Bowers has a chance to play. He returned to practice yesterday, which is obviously a big deal with how talented he is. I'm going to take the over. I just think these games with Dallas can get high scoring, as we've seen all year. Quinnen Williams is going to make an impact, but I still think that back end is where I have some questions, so I'll go over TLC.
And just a shade under that 49.5 at 49 would be the Steelers and the Bengals in Pittsburgh? Yes.
Yes, Ron Burgundy. Yeah, it is.
I'm Ron Burgundy.
Oh, man. So, look, first look at this Bengals defense coming out of the
field's
bye.
going to be beat up, by the way.
Well, oh, they're playing because Pitt's playing there.
Because it's already beat up, and now Pitt's playing the day before.
Interesting.
And that field's been beat up all year long.
Steelers probably can't stand that. They can't love that, right? Going into the game, so that's that quick of a turnaround.
It's going to look like Heinz Ward in the Dark Knight.
So take that into account when you're picking the number, by the way.
That was such a good scene. How you are, by the way. I think Big Ben's in that scene. I want to say Big Ben. Did we see Big Ben?
I don't remember.
Am I making that up?
But Heinz was the player, right?
Heinz was the player. I want to say Mike Wallace was in that movie, too. So I think it was a few Steelers.
Marcellus Wallace?
Yeah. Wallace. The Bengals are coming in with a banged-up D-line, though. That's the problem here. I think Aaron can be a little comfortable. And then this one, I'm going to take the over. We saw Flacco have a good day offensively last time they played the Steelers. No Trey Hendrickson, no Shamar Stewart. I'm going OVA. Give me the over.
So this will be going against the trend because the trend for Cincinnati is they'll go over. They've gone over in 5 straight games. Their overs are 7-2 this season. They're 7-1 in the past 8. Like this, it does scream over. But with a choppy field and kind of an ugly feel, I'm going to take the slight under.
This will be the 7th and final overseas game of the NFL season, according to my count, so if I'm wrong, sorry. But Washington and Miami live from Madrid Sunday morning. 7th game overseas this year. How many have you actually watched over under 3.5?
Seeing start to finish? Or just
I'd say a good amount of. A fair amount of.
I think AR just 2 for me. And the reason why I did is because it was fantasy stuff on the line. Like I actively woke up wanting to watch the game because of fantasy. I think some of the others, I woke up and I was like, oh yeah, there's a game on. Let me just throw this on, while I'm scrambling some eggs or whatever. But yeah, I'll go under. Just 2 for me.
Does the Friday Nighter opening Chargers Chiefs count in this?
Yes.
All right, so you'd have to get up for that one. That's a Friday night game.
That was a YouTube exclusive.
It was a YouTuber.
So that'll take me to 3, but I'll still be
I
under.
watched that. I watched Vikes Steelers.
Yep.
I watched Vikes Browns.
Mm-hmm.
That was the Dylan Gabriel debut.
Yep, so that's 3 for 3.
Can you go 4 for 4?
Don't remember if I watched Jets
Moses Malone
Broncos. Well done.
Thank you.
I did watch Jags-Rams because that's the one where Pat Stafford first and goal at the 1 in a rainy game already. I watched that one, and I watched a little bit of Colts-Falcons, and this last one was what? Dolphins. But now we have Dolphins.
Washington.
If I start Debo, which I'm probably not,
you'll watch.
I'll watch.
Yeah.
Oh no, I have Achan. I have to watch. I have to be involved. I must press forward. So that gets me at least 4.5, 5. We're going to come back top of the hour, hour number 2. Speaking of quarterbacks in the NFL, Joe Burrow, the comeback talk tour. Has it moved the needle in Las Vegas? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
Just when you thought afternoons couldn't get any dumber.
You fellas been doing a bit of boozing, have you?
Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
Your home for dumb. The Fan.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. If you've hit your medical deductible, now's the time to see Dr. Mark Levy. Get a custom oral appliance that stops snoring and helps you ditch that CPAP and pay less out of pocket. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or visit sleepbettercolumbus.com before the year ends.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Looking for bold flavors and award-winning spirits? High Bank Distillery is your destination for handcrafted cocktails, locally inspired dishes, and Whiskey War, the nationally recognized whiskey. Stop by their Grandview, Gahanna, and Westerville locations this week. Dine, drink, distill at High Bank.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
Welcome to Tire Discounters. Oh, hiya, Phantom.
Mike, is it true?
What's that?
Tire Discounters is offering up to $200 off sets of Goodyear tires?
Absolutely.
Plus free alignment and a full synthetic oil change?
You got it.
I'm not one to exaggerate, but that may be the best deal in the history of the world.
But free would be better.
Mike, don't toy with me.
Through the holidays, every day we're open, someone will get their money back on 4 tires.
But I...
Just breathe, Phantom. Breathe.
No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31/25. Visit website for details.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting hinderermotorcompany.com.
Imagine the perfect chicken tender. Crispy, juicy, for lack of a better word, tendery. Now imagine these perfect tenders at Wendy's. 'Cause they are. Wendy's new chicken tenders are here with delicious new dipping sauces like Wendy's Signature, Creamy Ranch, and Honey Barbecue. And they're so good, we even changed our name from Wendy's to Tendies. I believe that's what the kids call manifesting. For Tendies you're gonna know by name, gotta be Wendy's.
At participating U.S. Wendy's.
The great thing about Atlas Butler is they do it all. Heating, cooling, plumbing. Look, I'm busy with work. I don't have time to wait around or deal with lots of people. One company, one call, and they do it all. Wonder if they'll clean out my inbox. Seriously, offer that service. Please.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Listen up, football fans. You won't want to miss this. Right now, new Bet365 customers bet $5 and get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose, so you could turn that $200 into something bigger when you bet on money lines, spreads, totals, or player props.
$200 in bonus bets when new customers bet just $5. It's the only betting app I use. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In-app only.
Looking to get your roof or siding replaced this fall? Call the company that delivers an excellent customer experience every time. Newman Roofing. Don't wait. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com. Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Don't let your insurance benefits go to waste. End the year sleeping better with Dr. Mark Levy's oral appliance. No mask, no noise, just results. Hurry, deductibles reset soon. Call 1-800-MORE-SLEEP or go to sleepbettercolumbus.com today.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State welcomes UCLA Saturday at 7:30 in the two schools' first meeting since 2001. Coverage on the Fan starts at 11 a.m. with Ohio College football today. Big Ten tonight, number 9 Oregon hosts Minnesota at 9. High school football, notable Columbus area regional semifinal games. Upper Arlington versus Pickerington Central. Olentangy Liberty at Olentangy Berlin. Bishop Watterson versus Tri-Valley. And St. Francis de Sales versus Massillon, Washington. MLB Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani was named National League MVP, while Yankee slugger Aaron Judge earned American League MVP honors. Guard star Jose Ramirez finished third of the AL voting. This update sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates lower than the national average, plus a special rate on balance transfers with a Visa Platinum or Visa with Rewards credit card. Breaking sports news when it happens on the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
Our number 2 on a football Friday, Rothman and Ice. We'll do a pressure cooker this hour. College football picks against the number. Our friend Tim May as well. So keep it locked. The one counter, I just realized this. The one counter to my if you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win, because I actually hate that quote. I hate it.
And I love it because it's real.
I don't think it's real. I think it's unrealistic to line up against 11 guys who know you have to get a yard and
move them out of there.
Play a predictable defense.
Mm-hmm. That's what we're paying them for. Move people.
And I think I just found the counter to it. Not just you, but the counter to it. On Thursday, we had Gold Jacket Thursdays as much as we can with guys trying to return to Canton. And it's a pretty prideful thing. These are guys that I grew up with, and I know, but there are guys from when I was my era of watching Monday Night Football and throwing that Nerf around with my brother and just trying to stay up past for halftime highlights with Howard Cosell. And, it was just a glorious time. Anyway, so when Earl Campbell was on this week, I was able to relive part of that. Now, I will tell you, being in Chicago, he and Peyton at that same time, every kid wanted to be Peyton. Peyton had just a certain vibe. We'd rake all the leaves. Maddie would make these big, massive piles of leaves, and then we'd jump over the top like Peyton. Peyton's signature move near the goal line was not like meet someone, contact in the gap. It was to go over.
Yeah.
He was Superman for all
with
of us.
An amazing nickname to go with
Sweetness,
it,
too.
Right.
And so I felt as a kid watching Superman play football. But Earl Campbell may be the counter to, if you can't get a yard, you don't deserve to win. Because if you had him and you couldn't get a yard, something was wrong. It's every time, and so it kind of gets me in the feels a little bit about being able to see him. And anyway, we tweeted out from the Fan account on X. That's the first time I've ever called it X because I prefer Twitter. And you'll get the whole interview if you didn't hear it on
Yeah, it's
on
good
Thursday.
stuff. Good stuff. And if you miss anything from our show, you can always catch up on everything we do from noon to 3, because wherever you get your podcast, all you got to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365, they're the sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. And if you're feeling nice, you know, drop a little 5-star rating on your boys. We wouldn't be mad at
What
that
do we
either.
get for that?
Nothing.
It's pride?
No, that's all we get.
Okay.
That's all we get.
All right. Just want to know if it's like a Rotten Tomatoes percentage or whatever.
No, but it
that
could
is.
probably help, pop us into certain algorithms and all that stuff.
You
and
love
can
the
see-
algorithm.
We got to
baby.
defeat the algorithm,
Yes.
Rothman.
You know?
You got to defeat it. You got to
They're
meet every.
stifling us. We got to power through. Let's go, Rothman and
infiltrate
Ice
the
soldiers.
brain. All right, here we are. What we're hearing about the Bengals. So this is 3-6 at 5-4. Divisional matchup. 1:00, CBS. Channel 10. Pittsburgh is a 5.5-point favorite. We just talked about the over-under. And the Bengals, the league's worst rushing attack, ran all over the Steelers in Week 7. How did that happen? Chase Brown had 108 on 11 carries. Well, that helped Mr. Flacco. And so that's obviously a priority for the Steelers. The run game kind of stabilized everything. And they're known for their weapons on the outside.
Mm-hmm.
And if the Bengals can actually bring a running game again to this, then they may have something. But I wanted to see if Joe Burrow's little comeback tour motivational speech was going to do anything.
For the folks that didn't hear what AR is talking about, because Joey B spoke this week, and it sounds like, hey, you may be back sooner rather than later, but he seems pretty confident maybe in what's to come for Cincinnati if they can handle business on Sunday.
Our division is wide open. I think Pittsburgh's 5-4 at this point. We play them this week. So, everything is still there in front of us. Very rare that our division looks like this, but it does this year, and so, I think we'll be at least in it until the end. I think it would be very difficult for us to be a wild card team at this point. Obviously, a lot of football to be played. I think that's difficult. I think our best path would be win the division.
So basically what he's saying is he doesn't think the division is going to run away from them. Part of that was helped by your Ravens.
Joey B's a big Browns fan this week. That's what he needs. He's the Browns to take out.
By the way, that
the
was a
Ravens.
great question at the presser.
Rooting for the Browns this week,
Yeah.
Joey B? Because that is where things definitely get interesting and start to swing a little bit towards the Bengals side of things if the Browns can pull that off and if the Bengals can go into Pittsburgh and clip TLC Steelers.
If they're not already cooked, they will be if they lose this weekend.
I agree.
There's no coming back from that, especially if we hold him to his words of you have to win the division to get in. So at 3-7, you're done with the schedule. I don't care if he comes back or not. Even if he came back for Baltimore, even if he came back and won the last 4 games for them, which are doable, honestly, they are doable. If he wins the last 4 for them and got them to, that would only get them to 7 wins. Like they'd have to find a way to build on confidence if they beat Pittsburgh and then beat New England at home. And we see what Drake May's looking like now.
Locked in.
And I know it's the Jets, and the Jets are just awful. And they were actually in the game, and they're awful.
It was one
That's
of those
the weird
games.
part.
It was one of those games where it's like, oh, that first drive for the Jets bleed off a lot of time on the clock, and then it's like, oh yeah, they got past their first 15 scripted plays, and the offense goes back to being nasty.
Yeah, we'll get back. We'll talk about
Patriots
them a little bit in the
unis
third hour.
last night.
Liked them.
Fire.
Like that little subtlety. I don't know. What do they call that?
It's like a little silver bluish combination
Not
going
bad.
on. I'm in.
By the way, did you like the Eagles' helmets on Monday Night Football? They weren't black. They were like a dark gray.
I did like that. I was in on those.
interesting.
Did you
to
like
me.
them?
I did.
Yeah, I was in. Do you remember those? Did you
It was
like
kind of
those, AR?
subtle.
Yeah.
But I liked it.
I was down for those.
Yeah. The only helmet they should be wearing are the classic Kelly green. Like that.
And you want that every week? You think that should be every home game?
I'm okay
maybe?
with a one-off every now and then. I know what you guys are talking about. Was it like so that was kind of a silhouetted.
No, it was like their basic helmet. It was just instead of it being dark green with the eagle wings, it was dark gray with the eagle wings.
Not bad.
But
Not
the
bad.
Kelly green.
That's
always
Old
a win.
School greatness.
Always a win right there. You know what's sad, real quick, going back to the Bengals, is that we've been having a similar conversation about this franchise for, 2 to 3 years in a row, where we're talking about them having to play catch up. And they got to go on a hot streak, and they need help from other teams. That's the unfortunate part of this. And I know some of it's injury, a lot of it's injuries and all that. But that's
Joe.
That's the sport. And you're right. When you don't
I lied. He was there last year when they went 0-3. Yeah.
So they've always been chasing. And that's kind of been the Zach Taylor era, as the slow starts to begin the year. And then Joey B has to take the podium. And obviously he's confident, and he should be. But you shouldn't have to play this game every single year. And so that's what's unfortunate. I am really looking forward to this game, though. Kind of the game within the game matchup is the DJ Turner, DK Metcalf one-on-one there, because DJ Turner has been one of the lone bright spots on defense for Cincinnati this year. That dude's been bringing out the handcuffs for a lot of people this year. And DK right now is in a bit of a funk right now. The numbers aren't as sexy as they want them to be. So that's something I'm looking forward to. DK only had 3 catches for 50 yards in their last matchup in this one. And so without a special pass rush for Cincy this week, without Shamar Stewart and Trey Hendrickson, can't wait to see how the Steelers' offensive line holds up. But that one-on-one matchup's kind of that get your popcorn ready one-on-one matchup for me.
Should be a pretty hard-fought game. I think since if you're going to get anything out of Cincinnati, you're going to get whatever Joe Burrow was able to provide in that speech to them. It's a little bit of hope and a little bit of motivation. And for him to tell us guys, I'm coming. Like, if you can just patch the hole in the boat just a little bit here, we're fighting for this thing. And I like that kind of leadership. Here's what Las Vegas thinks of it. Not much. Like, they're winning the division for Cincinnati right now. If you think they're going, or I lied, make the playoffs.
Yeah.
Forget about, but he knows that's probably the way in. They are 14-1 to win the North.
Okay. So still alive.
14-1.
Still
but that's
alive.
incredible odds.
It is.
I mean, that's not even, like, if you really think they could somehow, and this would be the one. Like, if you're a Bengal fan and you want to put your money where your heart is, then you would take that 14-1. Here's what Las Vegas says about them missing the playoffs. Minus 2,200 on a no, that they won't make it. That's basically saying if we took $1 and we bet on to not make the playoffs and they didn't make the playoffs, we'd profit 5 cents. Like, that's what Las Vegas. That's what Las Vegas thinks of you.
Also, what we don't know is last time we saw these dudes, Chase Brown's calling out the defense. What are the vibes like with this team? The defense may be like, you know what, blank these dudes. Like, there might be a divide. I hope that's not the case.
I think Pittsburgh can be the glue. At least for the start of the game, the prep of the game.
I wouldn't be surprised
keep them
either.
Together just enough
when that
to
stuff,
be in the game.
When that stuff happens to that degree, that can really tank a team, because now everybody's pointing fingers at everybody in the locker room. That's obviously not where you want to be.
Should I pick up Freiermuth if Kincaid can't go?
He's been a little bit productive recently, but
you guys target the tight end more than anybody in this damn league.
But which one? Because it's Washington, it's Jonnu.
Yeah.
So it gets around.
Well, that's where you come in. You're supposed to help me out.
Freiermuth is the best bet of those 3.
All right, we'll come back with
Under Pressure.
Under Pressure. Who's going in the cooker? Find out next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Let's see. High school, Buckeyes, Browns, kids in the retention pond. It must be Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Football is good. The Fan.
Another summer is ended, and you may have noticed that your energy is lower, your workouts aren't as productive, perhaps you aren't sleeping as well and feel foggy all the time, maybe even your sex drive is off. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if you're experiencing some or all of these symptoms, it's likely you have low testosterone. And if that's what's going on with you, don't wait. You need to call us at Tri-State Men's Health and get treated for your low T. Because living with low testosterone is no way to live. With our low T treatments, if you're like most guys, your life will change considerably. Improved sleep, better energy, greater gains in the gym, better mental clarity, and your sex drive will likely improve as well. Plus, most men see these results in just a few weeks. So call us. Your initial visit is just $99 and includes PSA and T-test and a medical consult. And if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. We have 6 offices in the tri-state area to serve you.
Get your furnace fixed fast. Call Care Heating and Cooling. 1-800-COOLING.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and this month lease a 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for only $199 a month for 39 months. Now through December 1st at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com for details. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky. $36.99 due at signing with approved credit, tax title, and $387 doc fee not included. No security deposit required.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-656-1551. That's 800-656-1551.
Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
Flexible, secure, fun. Oh, and great pay, too. Are you not sure what you want to do for a career? Or are you thinking of changing careers? Being a dental hygienist or dental assistant may be the perfect fit for you and provides all of these perks, plus more. Talk with a dentist in your community or visit ODA.org to learn more. Become a valuable member of the dental team and start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Hey, football fans, it's November in Ohio, and you know what that means. It's time to face that state up north in a battle to claim forgotten funds. Join us in the statewide challenge and visit com.ohio.gov/radio to help support Ohio's takedown of Michigan. The state with the most searches wins. Who knows? Unclaimed funds could help you buy a seat to the big game next year. Claim your money today at com.ohio.gov/radio.
Sunday, a day of rest, relaxation, and Browns football. Catch the Brownies as they battle the Ravens live from the land.
Kickoff comes your way Sunday at 4:25.
Your radio home of the Browns, the Fan, Ohio sports destination. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Partly cloudy skies are expected here for your Friday as temperatures warm up into the upper 50s here for this afternoon. Winds fairly light at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we head into the weekend, we're tracking even warmer temperatures here for Saturday with highs in the mid-60s. But mostly cloudy skies are expected and a chance for rain showers here as a cold front arrives as we head into the evening. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Under Pressure.
Sponsored by 3D Cabinetry. 3dcabinetry.net, where quality meets affordability.
All right, who's going in the cooker, Maddie? I wonder if we'll have something similar this week. We'll see. It's always fun to think that we may be aligned.
We don't run these by each other before the show.
Sometimes they just happen during the show.
Right before
Sometimes
the break.
I wake up in the morning and Mr. McCracken is already here.
Oh, man.
All right, can I start with one?
Do your thing.
I think the Arch Manning revenge tour, I think there's a lot of pressure on him. It's back on him now. He was kind of MIA. He was put into kind of this hyped way too much, given way too much. And I'm not saying he's a bad kid. I'm just saying I think that there was so much there. And then when he busted, it was almost like people were celebrating it, and maybe it wasn't his fault because he was never like, I'm coming out, or this is my, like, he never was talking huge, I don't believe. Anyway, the Longhorns are headed to Athens, Georgia. And we had Cam Mellor on the program earlier, and he even thinks a close loss won't necessarily eliminate them because they still have A&M at the end of the year. But I think I'm here to tell you that this is massive for him. I think he's probably going to feel a lot of pressure because Arch versus those Georgia linebackers, and say what you want about Georgia and whether they're the same or not, I think they still have elite backers. I do. I've watched them. They're fast. They tackle. They're pretty effective, and they've got physicality on that team, that front line. And they do a little bit of what Ohio State does, and that they simulate blitzing a little bit, and then they drop multiple players into coverage, and they bring pressure from unexpected angles.
Okay,
it's still Georgia, right?
Them dogs, huh?
Not like, I don't think people. I think people are like, okay, they're not the Georgia of old, so you don't have to worry about them. I think their pass rush overall is generated a little differently, and a lot of their sacks do come through blitzing, and I think they know that. And I think Arch Manning's revenge tour on everybody who thought that he's nothing and that he'll never be anything and that he was overhyped and he's a bust, I think he's got to feel some pressure because if he can, and he goes into this game, though, thinking, if I win this game, I know he doesn't want to lose to A&M, but if he wins this game at Georgia, it changes everything about Texas. I know they're right there, and Cam thought they were too high anyway at 10. That's when I kind of challenged him, say, well, who would you put over them? Well, you're not going to put a team over them that they beat head-to-head. So you're going to put Oak or Vandy. You're not going to do that. So I'm going to keep it on Arch. I think the pressure on him has now come back. Okay. I think it was off because they were kind of forgotten. Yeah. And now it's back.
Okay. AR, back in July of 2024, there was an NFL team that handed their quarterback a 4-year, $220 million contract with $155 million of that guaranteed. The man I'm talking about is Jordan Love. Jordan Love's on the pressure list this week. He's got to start delivering. He just has to start leveling up. Packers have lost 2 games in a row. He himself has not put together good games over the last 2 weeks. No touchdowns over the last 2 weeks. The last time we saw him against the Philadelphia Eagles, it was nasty. It was nasty work from him. 20 of 36, 176. He averaged 4.9 yards per attempt. And so this guy, to me, has always been a little up and down with his play. He hasn't put it together just yet, and we see that with a lot of young players, no matter what sport we're talking about. But this is a team that had been building some good things over the last couple of years, and this was supposed to be the year it all comes together. You add Micah Parsons to the mix. The defense is doing their part. Jordan Love has to start doing his part on offense. And I know they've had some injuries at the wide receiver position. They lost Tucker Kraft for the year, even though our guy AK still wants to bet anytime touchdowns on Tucker Kraft. But Jordan Love getting the coin that he's getting, AR, this week, going into New York against the Giants, who are down right now, he's got to deliver. They need him to step up. So I'm going Jordan Love, and I'm putting him on the pressure list this week.
I like Tucker Kraft, anytime touchdown.
Tucker Kraft, he's out for the year. I'm with you on it.
I let Jordan Love suck me in.
Uh-huh. Their O-line is a little bit of a mess. I'm not going to take him off the hook completely. I don't know if they're a great pass blocking team, but you're right. He has not come through.
He's got to overcome some of that, right?
Yeah.
When you get into that $55 million club, expectations change. And so you got to start balling at a higher level.
They have the 6th easiest schedule, according to analytics, for the rest of the season.
Yeah.
I think they're a 10-win football team, and it has to start now.
Yep.
All right, I'm going to put it on a team. I'll do a 2-pronged effect here. The Buffalo Bills defense got absolutely gashed by the Dolphins. And I know they've been inconsistent anyway. I haven't loved their defense. I'm not even sure if they could win the Super Bowl with this defense.
You love that Achane performance, though.
I've been thinking about trading him all year and just can't do it.
He said, hold up, player.
Yeah.
I got you.
And on a wet day, on a wet and wild day in South Florida, where Josh Allen throws a pick in the end zone and fumbles it on the run, an effort fumble, trying to get more yards. That was his worst game of the season. And it dropped them to 6-3. What are they now behind the Patriots in the battle for the AFC East?
Patriots are 9-2 now after last night, or 8-2 after last night?
My guess is
Pats are 9-2.
So that would put them 2.5 or whatever. Can I say 2.5 games because the Bills haven't played yet?
Bills are 2-2 in the division. Pats are 3-0 now.
So the Buffalo Bills are technically fighting for a wild card spot.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot of pressure on them. And I'm going to put it not on Josh Allen. I'm going to put it on Joe Brady, their OC. And I looked at some of their analytics because I've got a lot of Bills in fantasy. They're running on 62% of their first downs. Like, his completion rate against blitzing has been bad. He's very conservative in his tendencies. It's almost like the Josh Allen save us offense. And then they ask him when he can't to just be a check down Charlie. And it's been bad. So I'm going to put it on Joe Brady and the offense of the Buffalo Bills, even though I started with defense. But I don't think there's much I can do with the defense. But the Bills have to come to the table. They have to. What have they lost now? They've lost 2 in a row, I think.
That sounds correct.
Yeah, I think
it may be 1, actually. I think they beat Kansas City, right? Week before that? Am I making that up? I think it was Kansas City they got.
It might just feel worse. You're right. They lost. You're right. That's right. They came off the Kansas City win and lost to the Bills. But now they get Tampa at home, and they've got to right this ship. I think they'll do it. Most people have them bouncing back. I don't see them losing this weekend, but I'm putting it on them to become who I think they are, which is a Super Bowl contender.
Second candidate for me is a man that got his bachelor's degree in medical engineering from Johns Hopkins University and an MBA.
Sloan Kettering.
And an MBA AR from Columbia Business School. The man I'm talking about.
Did he go to school with Sloan Kettering? Go ahead, sorry.
What's that reference? That's since you did it. What's it from?
Step Brothers.
Movie?
Yeah, go ahead, sorry.
No, all good, all good. The man I'm talking about.
I smoked pot with Johnny Hopkins.
Where the weed at?
Yeah.
The man I'm talking about is Patrick Dumont. Patrick Dumont is the owner of the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks right now are in the eye of the storm. Last year it started because their GM at the time, Nico Harrison, traded away an all-world player, Luka Doncic. Here comes Patrick Dumont last week, and he says, or actually this week, and says, enough of the Nico Harrison experience. You gotta go. Too much stuff happening. The Mavs are winning games the other day in the fourth quarter. Cooper Flagg's at the free throw line, and the crowd is chanting, fire Nico. So you just had to have a change. He finally made the change. But the reason why he's on the pressure list is because the next guy in line, the next hire, has to be a home run hire. You got Cooper Flagg in the building. There's questions about what you do with Anthony Davis right now and Kyrie Irving. Do you trade them? The fan base is lost. The fan base has completely turned their back on this franchise. And so ownership for the Dallas Mavericks, specifically Patrick Dumont, with some critical decisions to make sooner rather than later with Anthony Davis and Kyrie Irving, you're on the pressure list to figure this thing out and give that fan base some hope again.
Nice. Now, you would think in this specific game that I'd go the other way, that I'd put the pressure on Kansas City because they're on the road and they're no lock for anything right now. And you think, well, why would I put it on Denver? They've got like a 7-game win streak.
Yeah.
They're not the team that should be feeling any pressure. This is the first time since Peyton Manning was with Denver that they have a prime chance to win the division. Like, this is the chance. They get him at home, and the Broncos offense is struggling. It's tough to watch.
What are they doing there?
Struggling. And so they've got, and how one of the league's best defenses attacks Mahomes. Like, this is, I think they see this as an opportunity. Aren't they dogs on their home field?
I believe so.
Yeah, they're like a 3.5, 4-point dog. I'm putting on the 8-2 Broncos, ironically, against the 5-4 Chiefs, because I think they know if they meet this moment this weekend, it changes everything.
Yep.
So putting it on Denver.
I was going to put Bo Nix on the pressure list, so I'm glad you did it. 4 picks over his last 3 games. He's got to be better. He just has to. It's going to be a great game.
All right, we come back in 2 minutes, and we'll set the menu in college football. Some very good games. We'll pick them against the spread. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
When your furnace or air conditioner is broke, we come out that same day. Dormar, home the Tin Man.
We've got a double jackpot alert. There's over $1 billion up for grabs right now. Tonight's Ohio Lottery Mega Millions jackpot is at least $965 million. And don't forget your Powerball tickets, too, with Saturday's jackpot at $546 million. Play today. It's never too early for holiday scratch-offs from the Ohio Lottery, because with lots of ways to win, 6 great games, and millions in prizes, scratch-offs can turn any day into a holiday. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Play responsibly.
From military life to a rewarding career in IT, kickstart your new journey in a matter of months in the fields of IT and cybersecurity, including AI. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. Financial aid is available for qualified students, including VA benefits.
Bobby Carpenter here for Germain Toyota. Swing by Germain Toyota and ask for Marcello and discover unbeatable deals and a wide selection of new and certified pre-owned Toyota vehicles. Visit them at germaintoyota.net. Germain Toyota on the corner of I-70 and Bryce Road.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Dormar, you're kind of hero.
Rossman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
College football picks with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Krieger Ford. Find your next Ford at Krieger Ford. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
All right, TLC, lay out the slate, my man.
All right, let's start down in Tuscaloosa. Oklahoma is coming to town. This will be their first matchup as SEC opponents, and Alabama's got a 6-point spread.
It's a great game. Bama is right there, man. They just feel like they are one of those teams that's not being forgotten. They're being talked about a lot, but they're not carrying that same pressure of, well, they should win it all or anything like that. It's almost a perfect spot for them. Oklahoma keeping this within a touchdown. They don't have to win outright, do they?
Oklahoma probably does, because they're already at
we lost number 3.
They probably got to have this.
Texas will have the tiebreaker over them.
I like the fact they're coming off a bye in this game. I mean, Bama just played LSU. I guess we could chalk that up to a bye. Boy, I like Bama's defense, though. And even though they're not running it all that well, everything's good with Mateer.
I think he's getting more comfortable. I think he's getting more comfortable as the weeks roll along, recovering from that thumb injury.
I was betting this on my own. I'd have to buy it up to 7.5, but you say it's 6.5?
6.
Bama's won at home. They've covered. All right, I think it'll be a close game. I'm going to take the points.
So you mentioned John Mateer, and, he started off hot out of the gate. There was some early season talk of, could this be the Heisman winner? Then he had that nasty game against Texas, had the injury. But I think the coaching staff is more comfortable with his recovery from that injury. You look at the last 2 weeks for John Mateer against Ole Miss and Tennessee, 13 carries against Ole Miss, 16 carries last week against Tennessee for 80 yards. And a touchdown. What I like about this matchup for Oklahoma is the pressure they can create up front. They're second in the nation in pressure rate and fourth in sacks. Ty Simpson's been awesome, though, because he's been efficient this season. And so with where Mateer is and where this defense is, and I always like good defenses on the road, I think they travel pretty well. I'm going to go with Oklahoma and take the 6 in this one because I think we're getting the early season Mateer back.
I'm with you. That's kind of where I'm at with it. How meaningful this game is for Oklahoma coming off a bye. Yeah. I think they have to play this game like it's their Super Bowl, and they know it. The one thing that gave me that pause, I'll repeat it again, is that against Vandy at home and Tennessee at home, Bama has looked very good. Like they can win by more than a touchdown. But I'm glad we're in lockstep on that.
By the way, I just remembered that it's definitely not their first matchup as SEC opponents. I completely forgot that Oklahoma beat them last year. Last year we saw Texas and Georgia play. That one was in Austin, and Georgia beat them into oblivion. I think
beat them twice last year.
That's right. And Quinn Ewers got benched in that first game. This one's going back to Athens, and Georgia's a 6-point favorite at home.
This is the game of the week for me, AR. This is the one I'm most hype about. Is this one right here. You laid out some good stuff about Texas.
Not the Ohio State UCLA game?
Yeah, no.
Okay.
Especially it's a night game. Come on. What are we doing?
You're going to be at the club.
I haven't been in the club in a while.
Club at the crib.
Oh, please.
I'm usually at the crib.
Oh, okay.
What's the old please for? Certain club.
Well, let's say this weekend, where were you?
Certain establishments.
How was Atlanta this weekend?
Good time. Arch Manning.
Mm-hmm.
He's kind of putting this thing together. Back-to-back games. 300 passing yards, 3 touchdowns. Okay, he's waking up. The Texas defense, they get after you, man. They really get after you. Colin Simmons, Ethan Burke, Anthony Hill, that crew. Longhorns second in the country right now in sacks. And so I'm liking the vibes around the Longhorns at the moment. When Georgia doesn't have a good run game, that's where things can get dicey for them on offense. I'm taking the 6 AR and rolling with the Longhorns on the road.
It's the same philosophy. Fairly must win for them. I agree with you on their defense. If their offense was anything above average, this would be a team to be reckoned with. We know that. I like Georgia's balance. Like I said it in the last segment in pressure. Like I don't look at them as like elite on either side. They just kind of put it together. And Stockton's numbers are good. He's been fairly clutch too in those games. I just think I'm gonna ride the desperation.
Okay.
I just feel like it's there for Texas. Whatever they've got to leave it on the field, and they got to find a way. I really don't know what Georgia is from a ceiling standpoint, but I think they've got semifinal good on that squad. But I gotta go with the points and what I think is a desperation game for Texas. And I mean, betting against Kirby Smart at home is probably not a good move, and I wouldn't do it straight up, but I'll take the points.
This game has me written all over it. Notre Dame is in Pittsburgh. Notre Dame minus 12.5.
Coal Bowl?
Coal Bowl, the school that I root for versus the school I wanted to go to until I visited it.
Oh, what happened there, real quick?
It just had a very downtowny feel.
Okay.
And I'm a suburban type of guy. Like, Ohio State's campus was great.
I think we call that candy ass.
Perhaps.
Yep.
But Ohio State's campus kind of feels like its own little suburb, its own little pocket of Columbus. Pitt's campus felt like way too downtowny.
Okay.
Pitt's got a lot of hope. I'm wondering if Narduzzi walked his comments back about basically saying this game doesn't matter. Like, that's not a good message to send. But I think we've watched Pitt enough to know they could make their fans feel like they could pull this upset, and then the carpet gets ripped out from under them. I think they're playing good football. They're at home, as we've talked about. How many points are you guys giving?
12.5.
It's been a theme so far. I feel like, yeah, I'm going to take the points. I mean, I think we get into the fourth quarter with these points, okay? And then it's one way or the other.
This true freshman quarterback for Pitt's been pretty doggone good, man. I mean, this guy's got 3 games with 3 passing touchdowns this season. And so
Daniel Marino?
Man.
Who is he?
Those old Pitt uniforms that Danny Marino used to play in, I love those.
Tony Dorsett coming back.
Love those. No, they're not walking through that door. They are not walking through that door. This Notre Dame offense over the last 4 weeks has gotten to 34 points at minimum or more in 3 out of those 4 games. So I like the momentum that Notre Dame's offense is coming into this game with. As we all know, Jeremiah Love is just a big play waiting to happen. And so I like a run game on the road. I'm going with Notre Dame. It's a big number, but I'm laying the 12.5 and rolling with TLC's Golden Domas.
By the way, I forgot to mention that Pitt would have been $18,000 more per year.
There it is. Okay.
So, in-state versus out-of-state.
Money talks.
Exactly. Iowa at USC. Shockingly a Big Ten game, but these are the opponents that we have now. Iowa's going to the Coliseum, USC -6.5 at home.
So Iowa last week, AR, they have to feel a little salty about probably letting that one go. Now, look, credit to Dante Moore and that offense for figuring it out late, but they had Oregon where they wanted them and couldn't finish off the deal. So little concern about the psyche and traveling to the other side of the country right after that game. This USC offense is legit. They lead the nation in yards per play. Mekhi Lemon is a monster at wide receiver. He averages 15 yards a catch. And so the Iowa defense we know is legit. And so I can't wait to see this aerial attack for USC against an Iowa defense that's only allowed 4 passing touchdowns this year. And that's tied for the fewest in the country with Ohio State. So I'm going to take that defense, AR, and I think they are going to tighten the screws just enough on USC. So I'll take the 6.5 and roll with the Hawkeyes on the road.
So typically I would lean defense in one of these types of matchups. And because if you're going to you're giving me a touchdown, you said?
I said 6.5.
Yeah. So if you're giving me a touchdown, it might be worthy. But I'm kind of in that other side of it, which is backing an underdog, traveling all the way across the country. And I look at USC when they win in this conference at home. It's been by an average of 17. Now, I know this is a different beast in Iowa. I think they gave everything to that Oregon game, and I'm not saying this is, quote, a letdown because they lost. They got to find a way to rise up. But I think that Kirk Ferentz, the magic of their team, usually finds the perfect storm at Kinnick. Tough, weather, home fans, the whole deal. They won't have that now. So I'm actually going to lay the 6.5 with USC.
And then this one's a little bit weird. TCU at BYU. BYU just suffered their first loss of the season last week. Wasn't really competitive with Texas Tech. They are now only 3.5-point favorites at home against the Horned Frogs.
And I believe, yes, they were outmatched last week. We saw that. TCU has played 3 one-score games in a row. And now the Cougars tend to win one-score games. They've done it a lot. And so I guess this spread starts to make sense. I think BYU will probably find a way to bounce back. They got humbled a little bit. Now they got to find their way. The spread doesn't scare me all that much, so I'll take the Cougs at home.
Yeah, I'm going to lay the 3.5 with you. I don't like either that TCU's coming into this thing without one of their top running backs. And so I still like where BYU is at. They're top 20 in turnover margin, so I think they'll lock in. I'll lay the 3.5.
All right, we come back with the Buckeye Bulletin and our friend Tim May. We will get the most updated spread and find out a little bit on whether the Buckeyes may risk or where Carnell Tate is for this game. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
This is the Duke's country song. It's a song about the best mayo. It has a yellow lid, and its full name is Duke's Mayonnaise. Get Duke's Mayo in store. It's got twang.
Would you enjoy watching a football game if the officials were paid a bonus for every flag they threw? Or a basketball game where the refs got paid for every foul they called? Okay, how about hiring a furnace and AC company that pays its technicians by the number of parts they can sell you? Hi, this is Dennis, president of Care Heating and Cooling, and today, this is how many companies operate. They call it performance pay, and it rewards technicians by paying them more for billing you more. Why is this bad? Because it abuses your trust in a technician to be treated fairly and honestly. At Care, we've been family-owned for 31 years and have always paid our technicians by the hour for repairs. We'll show you exactly what needs to be fixed and why, and give you our low upfront cost before we start. And unlike other companies, our technicians will never be rewarded for throwing more flags. Our Central Ohio-based staff is here for you 7 days a week. Care Heating and Cooling. Book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com or call us at 1-800-COOLING. When you need a company you can trust.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm, and Chuck McDowell, definitely not an attorney. This is Chuck. If someone talked you into buying something really silly and you want to get out of that silly little thing, my advice, get the facts. Call me and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit absolutely free. Inside, you'll learn how timeshare works and all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your free exit info kit. 800-656-1551. That's 800-656-1551.
Hi, Hi, I'm Chef Franklin Becker. You know the jingle. Now discover the facts about Ozempic, a GLP-1. There's only one FDA-approved Ozempic made by Novo Nordisk. Learn about the real thing.
Talk to your healthcare professional today. Call 1-833-OZEMPIC or visit Ozempic.com to view the medication guide and to learn more about Ozempic. Semaglutide injection 0.5, 1, and 2 milligrams.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota, and this month lease a 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for only $199 a month for 39 months. Now through December 1st at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com for details. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky. $36.99 due at signing with approved credit, tax, title, and $387 doc fee not included. No security deposit required.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky.
Timmy Hall and AI Common Man again for Hollywood Casino Columbus.
We've got game day watch parties every Saturday, plus your chance to earn big bucks. Mikey Likey.
I like it. You can earn tier points by playing all throughout November, and on Black Friday, you can win up to $100,000.
And you good, clean boys and girls can drop off a non-perishable food item every Tuesday and win up to $5,000 in Penn slot play.
Become a new member of our rewards program on the Penn Play app and get a $20 dining credit. Doggies. Must be 21 and over. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Remember when sports used to be about calling up your favorite host and saying how stupid they are? Good news. We still do that. The Fan Call-In Show.
Hello. Sponsored by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino.
Sunday mornings at 8 on The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, let's say hello to our friend Tim May from the Tim May Show, fanstreamsports.com. Also here on the Tailgate Show tomorrow afternoon, back on campus. All right, big guy, good to have you. How you feeling today?
Feeling good, playing golf with Dylan Davis from the Delaware Gazette. We're up here at Safari with our new bestest buddy, Steve. And it's such a ridiculously cool day. It's hard to believe we're in November. But we are, brother. And enjoying life. Enjoying my entire golf game? No, but I'm having some moments.
You're playing golf. You're playing golf in November, so you got to keaf that perspective.
And the greens are in great shape up here, too. It's pretty nice, baby. Pretty nice.
I wish
I'd brought my Ego leaf blower. You know what I'm saying? But other than that.
Well, that's illegal on the golf course. Although winter rules. Let me ask you this. At Whistling Straits, they Herb Kohler used to, imported all the sheep from overseas and would let them kind of roam the course. They should do the same thing at the Columbus Zoo. Just let the animals just roam the course at Safari. Wouldn't that be fun?
And we're talking about lions, tigers, and bears.
Yeah,
oh, my.
Absolutely. Really raise the degree of difficulty.
Absolutely. I mean, Florida, you got the alligators. They can kill you, right? Why not have lions, tigers, and bears? Oh, my. And maybe a giraffe to kind of point you in the right direction.
No question. I agree. Have some, monkeys swinging from the trees over there and all sorts of stuff. It'd be great.
Chatter. I told you when I was out there for the LA Country Club for the U.S. Open, volunteer, what's left of Hugh Hefner's place, the menagerie was still there, and they had these animals because they didn't let him join, and they had these animals that would just go, just scream, or right there next to the 14th tee box. That was his vengeance on the Los Angeles Country Club.
You know what that reminds me of? If I can bring it back to local. When I'm on the tee at Wilson Road and a semi comes by, it just goes right in your backswing. That's what I live for.
Yeah, and the thing about it, I think that's the logistics center of North America, so they go by every 5 seconds. You're exactly
You got
right.
to time that backswing. Where are we on the timing of Carnell Tate's return?
I'm not sure. I didn't get a clear estimate on that. I mean, this is a game once again, that he could miss and be okay with. I'm not sure exactly what his ailment is, except I have an idea, but I'm not going to throw it out there unless I knew for sure. But they should be able to handle business against the Bruins without him. I mean, obviously did against Purdue, but I am not clear on exactly what the timetable is. Watch, he'll probably have 15 catches tomorrow.
Tim, we were talking earlier just about this game, and UCLA's coming in here with a, bottom of the Big Ten type of run defense. And on the opposite side of that, we know Ohio State's been kind of searching for consistency there with the run game. Coming out of their last outing, how are you feeling about the run game in total, I guess, the big body of work, but what do you think they can accomplish tomorrow?
Well, the interesting thing, Matty Ice, glad to hear you here instead of Adam King. I like Adam King, but you're the man, Matty.
Thank you, Tim. Thank you.
You're welcome. I just thought I'd throw it in there and get some brownie points. Yeah, it's really interesting, though, the coincidence. We got to talk to all 4 running backs on Wednesday. You know what I mean? So that we hadn't gotten to talk to Bo Jackson since the season started, and even though he's been the number 1 back now for a while, number 1 as in production, let's put it that way. And then, of course, Isaiah West, what he's done, 2 freshmen really playing hard. But I would see that tomorrow, when you look at the weather forecast, it keeps kind of changing. But the weather forecast I'm seeing is the wind going changing from west-southwest to west-northwest as the afternoon goes, and it could be 10 to 20 miles an hour. So it'd be a good time to everybody flex their muscles and show what you can do in the running game for the reason you pointed out, but also to feel really good going into the deep part of November about it. But I think Ryan Day likes the running game. One of the more impressive things last week was how they got that interception from Jermaine Matthews near the end of the first half and ran every down there before Lincoln Keno scored. But every one of them were a running play. And I asked Ryan after the game if that was to prove a point or whatever. And he said, not really, but they did go to the run, and it served them well. And I think they felt really good going in at halftime about that. And then, of course, about that lickety-split 2-minute offense they put on to get a field goal before that half ended. So, but, yeah, the running game, definitely they will have a chance tomorrow to get something going.
So you're saying it's an Alfred Hitchcock game, North by Northwest.
I'm saying, I know what I'm saying is there's a chance.
Mm-hmm. Where do you think their confidence is if you hooked up a lie detector on their offensive line as we go through November and get into the Michigan game and all that? Do you think they're on a scale from 1 to 10, 10 being the most confident in an offensive line? Where do you think they are as a staff right now?
I think they're about an 8 because I think they felt pretty good last week. I mean, you're always going to have in modern college football, if a team has any players at all, they're occasionally going to bust open the safe. I mean, that's just going to happen. And Purdue did that a few times. But the point is, for the most part, I think they blocked him pretty well. And that's Purdue. I know, over for the Big Ten so far this year. But I think they feel pretty good about the progress. Let's put it away. But I think the other thing, it's really funny. Our coach wouldn't say this, but you got to feel good about where it can get to, because when you watched Ian Moore play last week, he looked like he'd been starting all year, in my opinion. I thought he had a tremendous game at right tackle. Now, it's all based on, everything's relative, based on who you're blocking, et cetera. But, for example, they had to delve into the depth last week, and, and they got the job done. So I think they feel pretty good about the progress of it, and they all know it can get better. We said the same thing this time a year ago when they lost Seth McLaughlin. What are they going to do now? You've already lost Josh Simmons, and the last 4 games of the year, they had the best offensive line in the country, in my opinion.
All right, Tim May, it is your time to shine. When Buckeye Nation wakes up on Sunday morning and after they get done polishing off their Mountain Man breakfast and they say, wait a minute, I haven't read what Tim May had to say about the Buckeyes and Bruins. What will your headline read?
Wait, when you said Mountain Man breakfast, is that at IHOP or Denny's?
No, it's something you make. It's like a little hash. You get like hash browns and sausage, scrambled eggs and cheese all in one. Mountain Man breakfast.
And are there flapjacks involved?
I can add those if you need it. Slab of bacon too if you're really hungry.
I'd like me some flapjacks.
Lickety split.
Yeah, lickety split. You can't beat that. Let's go with something like this. Just saying, comma. No stewing over the Bruins. Buckeyes rock on by.
Okay.
All right.
Short and sweet. I'm in.
Very nice, you silver-tongued devil. Well done. Continue.
Hey, real quick.
Yeah.
I don't want to hear if Texas gets beat tomorrow by Georgia about the 3-loss. There should be a 3-loss SEC team in the college football playoff. You know that USC can play its way into it. I think y'all agree, right? Based on who they've got to play.
What if they lost a close one at Georgia and came back and beat A&M at the end of the year? Would you feel the same?
Still have 3 losses, right? I mean, I think I'd feel the same. Here's the thing. I don't think the SEC is as good as the SEC thinks it is. That's what I think. There's not a great defense down there with the exception of possibly of Texas. That's what I think. And I think the Big Ten's getting short shrift by Paul Feinbaum and all these other guys who keep thinking the SEC should have at least 5 in. What are you watching? But if USC and Michigan win out, then I know, God forbid, Michigan wins out, right?
Well, then
They could both be 2-loss teams in the thing, and legitimately. So that's where I see it.
To quote one of my favorite movies, The Sting, if this thing blows up, the feds will be the least of our problems.
There you go, brother.
See you, buddy. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
I love it.
On
I
campus.
Love it. See you, fellas.
See you, man.
buddy.
See you, Tim
May. On the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. We come back, top of the hour, huge weekend in the NFL. The most pivotal games that could decide a lot. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Catch the latest from the world of Ohio State athletics. Weeknights at 6 on the Buckeye Show. New special guests in everything scarlet and gray. The Fan.
This sports report is brought to you by Bet365. When it comes to sportsbooks, Bet365 has it all. Download the app today and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be located in Ohio.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Right now, save on new Santa Fe and Tucson's with 0% financing and make no payments for 90 days. 0%. Go now, Columbus or Dublin or glakeshyundai.com. With approved credit in 12/1.
You hear that? That's the sound of Pepsi Zero Sugar. The better tasting, more refreshing Zero Sugar Cola. Listen to that endless pour. Pure refreshment. If it sounds this good, just imagine how it tastes. Oh yeah, so good. Pepsi Zero Sugar. Let your taste decide.
The long goodbye begins. A very special evening with Journey. Final Frontier Tour. March 16th, Nationwide Arena. The lights go down one final time. Tickets are on sale now at JourneyMusic.com. Journey. Final Frontier Tour.
You know that chronic pain in your knees, hip, back, or shoulders? It can make life feel impossible. But at QC Kinetics, there's a breakthrough treatment that's giving patients relief. In some cases, within a day. It's called stem wave therapy. This device has been used for over 20 years in Europe, but has made its way to the U.S., and there's a groundswell of demand for the treatments because patients are getting release from acute pain and spreading the word. Here's the most interesting detail. This device is both diagnostic and therapeutic, helping Dr. Tessler and the medical team at QC Kinetics find the problem and trigger your body's natural healing response. StemWave uses sound waves that penetrate, spark blood flow, and more cellular activity. That's exactly what you need to promote healing and relief. Wondering if it's a good solution for your pain? QC Kinetics is making it easy. Your first treatment is only $49. So call for your consultation and ask about the $49 treatment right here in Columbus. 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now, 1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
You know, most people will agree with this. Life is a lot better without pain and more comfort. Hey, it's Anthony. I used to buy the over-the-counter insoles thinking that just the cushion itself would solve everything. It didn't. So I finally got serious about support. I went to the Good Feet store where I was personally fitted for arch supports. I started feeling relief, more stability, and stuff stopped aching. My lower back felt better. I don't care whether you're an athlete or you're retired. Get greater comfort and confidence from personally fit arch supports from the Good Feet store. That's because their arch supports are designed to align your body from the feet up, and they can help provide relief from pain and discomfort like it has for me. They have an expert staff trained to understand your specific needs, and they recommend the best solutions. It's simple. Just stop by the Good Feet store at one of their convenient locations on Polaris Parkway or Stringtown Road in Grove City, or, of course, learn more, a lot more, at goodfeet.com.
Busy schedule? This is Ryan Krieger, and Krieger Ford has you covered. Krieger Ford offers pickup and delivery, or our mobile service van will come right to you. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today only at KriegerFord.com.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast-track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Number 1 Ohio State welcomes UCLA Saturday at 7:30. It's the meeting of the two schools for the first time since 2001. Pre-game coverage on the Fan starts at 6. Big Ten tonight, number 9 Oregon hosts Minnesota at 9. High school football, notable Columbus area regional semifinal games. Upper Arlington versus Pick Central. Olentangy Liberty at Olentangy Berlin. St. Francis de Sales versus Massillon, Washington. NFL Bengals visit the Steelers Sunday at 1. Browns host the Ravens Sunday at 4:25. MLB Dodgers star Shohei Ohtani and Yankees slugger Aaron Judge were named NL and AL MVPs. Guardians star Jose Ramirez finished third in the AL MVP voting, joining Mike Schmidt, George Brett, and Brooks Robinson as the only third baseman in baseball history with 4+ top 3 MVP finishes. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
All right, final hour, Rothman and Ice here on a Football Friday. Wayne Cook, who used to play quarterback back in the 90s for UCLA, in fact, took him to a Rose Bowl. Statistically, one of their better quarterbacks over their history. And he played in an era where you had these 20-year head coaches, like Donahue. Like, you had these guys that were there forever. And he's going to jump on. He's the sideline reporter for Bruins football, so he'll be on at 2:30.
Okay.
To find out exactly what kind of fight they may have in them.
It'd be great to hear from him. Our guy Tyler Danberg's been doing some good work. Tyler Danberg's at that point in time where he's got to start grinding. Hop on the mic, TD. Let the folks know. Not only are you doing football, but what else you got on your plate?
I state your name.
Well, he's not doing football this weekend.
Right, that's what I'm saying. He's got a lot going on.
Well, first off, Maddie, thank you so much for the shout-out. Yeah, we've got women's basketball going on right now. Buckeyes are 2-0.
There we go. He's a man of many talents, so you can catch him doing football and women's basketball. He'll be doing a good job.
He's going to UConn this weekend.
Oh, lucky you.
And apparently UConn's coming here next year.
Home and home.
Okay.
I'll cover it.
Be nice. Good work, TD.
How solid are they? How solid are they still?
UConn?
Yeah.
Still pretty darn good, aren't they, TD?
Yeah, reigning national champions. Yeah. They beat Loyola Chicago 77-31 on Wednesday.
There are a lot of blowouts of women's basketball, aren't there?
There are.
There's no real middle class. It's either you're really good or really bad.
All right, so you'll be hanging out with Gino out there.
Yeah.
UConn.
By the way, do you know who's subbing in for Tyler on the OSU football broadcast?
Yeah, Dom told us he was.
Oh.
We'll be stalking the sideline.
Uncle Dom.
Oh, I don't know if he said it on the air. He may have. I can't recall. But he'll be there, and it'll be a night game.
We'll consider this a promo.
And it'll be past his bedtime.
Yeah.
Because...
That's one of the nicest ways you can call him old right there? Is that what you just did?
No, Torts was on the set with Steve Levy last night for ESPN Plus, and he said...
Open mic night, sorry.
See you, Tyler.
See you guys. Yeah. Say goodbye.
Bye.
And Torts looks at Steve Levy, and he signs off. Levy puts his hand across the desk. Hey, man, it's been a pleasure. And Torts says, been a pleasure. And he goes, bedtime. It was 8:30. It's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, I've got a couple friends like that. They're heavy on the, like, I'm getting to the gym at 6 a.m.
Brutal.
And so their bedtime is like 9 o'clock. Like, they're not messing around with that. So I understand.
Sleep schedule for the serious worker outers.
Next time you talk to Torts, tell him I said what up.
I will.
We got to get Torts on. I just want to talk to him. And I want to talk to Torts for like an hour because it's going to be so entertaining. Cole, was some of my favorite times being a producer is when Torts was on for Hockey and Hounds.
That dumb button needed ready to go?
Unbelievable. I loved every second of it. Because he was one of those coaches that just... He didn't BS you, man.
Dude, that's just the hockey way.
Yeah, but
they don't screw around. They're not running their own PR campaigns. Like, they'll just tell you what they're thinking.
They are. And he's just cut from a different cloth, man. So I always enjoyed how genuine he was.
If you want to go look at how genuine of a guy he is, how authentic he is a very good word, I think. So Larry Brooks covered the Rangers forever, and he passed the other day. And he had some serious run-ins with Torts covering the Rangers. And last night, this is when you look at clips on the air or on YouTube, and you'll see Torts and him going at it. Like, I'm not answering any more questions from you. You can sit there or leave, whatever.
A double wave off
was
your
that
boss?
Was that the FU match with him?
It may have been with Brooks.
There's one iconic one that floats around on Twitter every now and again, and I think that
But I will tell you this. You really need to take a few minutes and listen to when Steve Levy asked him about Larry Brooks, about what he had to say and what he respected and how much that's what he felt that the coach-media relationship and what it was. And he respected that this guy who was a beat reporter showed up every day. Whether Torts liked the questions or not. And he felt like, listen, I got to protect my team. He's got to do his job.
Yeah.
I'll never forget this. And a lot of the times, listen, Torts and I have a very kindred spirits when it comes to the animals. So everybody knows that, the shelter and rescue animals. So Torts, and he clearly trusted us and you, me, and Bobby, and we had a great relationship. Yeah. And a lot of times, he would say stuff to us that he wouldn't say in normal press conferences. Because he felt like he was doing a positive thing for the animals. And he felt like if people would just hang around to listen for that. He and I, when we first started that, we looked at each other and said, hey, it's obligatory. We got to talk hockey for 8 to 10 minutes. Knowing both of us just wanted to talk about the dogs that needed a home, or the shelters that needed. So we did that, and he would always drop a little nugget for us. And so when the Pierre-Luc Dubois thing came up, I texted him. I mean, I just say this on there. I texted him, and I just said, I just want to be straight. I'm going to have to ask you about that. Like, or I'd like to ask you about that, I think I said.
Which, by the way, is the professional and appropriate thing to do what you just did and not blindsiding him.
I just didn't want to ambush him. And I also,
it's a professional thing to do.
And you know what he wrote back?
Fire away.
He said, of course, do your job.
Very nice.
And it was one of those things, but I urge you guys and anybody listening, it's out there. I'll tell you what, I'll retweet it. I'll tag us.
And I'll tweet it on the R9 page.
This is a guy who you would think that he would have just not had anything good to say about. Or actually put in a very awkward position to have to say something obligatory because the guy just passed.
Right.
You're not going to say anything bad, but it'd be hard to fake good. And instead, it was something so genuine and perfect and rightfully said. And there was no BS about it. And how much that he felt like this guy was in the fight with us and we were in the fight with, like, it was one of those. And that's why I've always said this about John. You just, to know him is to love him. Like, you have to really, truly, if you do, you'll realize you've never met anyone. He doesn't care about the frivolous BS. It's like, how's your dad doing? How's, this, what's going on?
The real life stuff.
The real
Stuff
life
that
stuff.
matters. Yeah.
And it's crazy because we all live in this world of, like, superficial stuff. And as much as that, he cares and wants to win more than anything, and that's his job. But it just comes from a very genuine place. And we always had, when we had him on the air, he was always like, listen, my job is not to necessarily be friends with my players. My job is to make them the best player they can be and how I see it. And sometimes it doesn't go that way, and guys have to move on or want to move on. And sometimes, like, actually, the coaches that I talk more glowingly about, like, for me, it's the guys that were toughest on. Like, I look back on it now thinking that was great, and during it was horrible. But you look back on it knowing that you were put through something that made you a better athlete or made you a better person. Like, you feel it.
We were talking about this during one of the breaks today when Saban was up there doing his hit for McAfee. Yeah. and I said, like, you look at, not all, but a lot of the coaches that we talk about and hold in high regard as some of the best to do it in their respective sports probably weren't the easiest guys to play for. Saban, Belichick. You look at Greg Popovich. Some of these guys, man, are the best to ever do it. And you hear stories about how guys weren't comfortable every day. Media people weren't comfortable every day. But those type of guys usually get the most out of everybody in their teams. Now, there's a case to be made that stuff can wear on people year after year after year. But the high-end success that a lot of those guys have had, I think, is rooted in some of that old-school stuff and not catering to maybe the wants and needs of players all the time. Not that they didn't do it, but maybe not as much as this era of coaches. And I think this era of coaches, you have to play that game a little more, especially now in college with the options that these guys have financially and able to go place to place whenever they want, not have to sit out and all those things. So, like, I understand how some coaches can rub players and people the wrong way. But to me, some of these coaches that we're talking about, they knew what they were doing, and they knew that they weren't going to be liked a lot, but didn't care because they trusted the process, and the process a lot of time led them to championships and names that'll live on forever because of how elite they were.
I've had the pleasure, I know you have as well. We've been very lucky that we get to interview a lot of people.
Yeah.
And the one thing that always came back to me when you were asking players these questions is that the one thing they always wanted from their coach was honesty. It doesn't make them right. It just makes them authentic and genuine.
Yeah.
Like, you may not agree. Like, some of these guys may not agree with Tort's assessment of their game or what they're giving or not giving. But the one thing you could never say was that he was lying to you.
Yep.
He may not be right. And none of these guys have a monopoly on culture and X's and O's. Like, none of them do. Like, it's like some guys are a little better culture guys. Some guys are, and some guys don't move the goalposts on their culture. I talked about this in hiring coaches. Like, all these GMs get out to these press conferences and they love to spew out the buzzwords, until those buzzwords are challenged when they start losing. And then the pressure from the fans goes to the owners, and the owners put it on their guys. And then those coaches have to decide right then and there, is my standard the standard, or am I going to slide it for the benefit of, to alleviate pressure?
You know what an example of that is? The quarterback we're going to watch tomorrow play at the Shoe. His old coach, Josh Heupel, dug in and said, no. We're not budging off of our culture. This is a star player. This is our guy. And we're not budging off of what we've built. And so I think a lot of people gain respect for Josh Heupel, and it's worked out pretty well for him with Joey Aguilar coming over there. But I think that's easier said than done.
People want
but a guy
in
Josh Heupel
so
just did it. Yeah.
Damn bad now.
They do.
They attach it to every emotion they have, whether it's in their lives. But I'll retweet that stuff with Torts about Larry Brooks. We'll come back. Speaking of quarterbacks, is it time to admit? One guy says we should about a certain quarterback that maybe his time of hope is over. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Never have I been so excited to get a whiff of sweaty jock straps. It's Football Friday.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Yay, football, the Fan.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
Getting cold feet? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Before you buy a diamond, visit Diamond Seller, because not all jewelers are created equal. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Seller. For over 78 years, we've set the standard for craftsmanship, service, and value. Our in-house jewelers and gemologists work together to ensure every diamond is as brilliant as the person you love. All backed by our guaranteed best price. We don't just sell rings, we build relationships that last generations. So this holiday, before you say yes, make sure it's with the jeweler that's been trusted for over 7 decades. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Remember that rush you got as a kid ripping open your favorite pack of cards? Well, guess what? You can feel it again at Midwest Cards. Right next to Nationwide Arena, this place is a collector's dream with thousands of packs from all eras. Chase that Ken Griffey Jr. rookie, pull a rare Michael Jordan, or even hit your favorite Pokemon and relive that childhood thrill. Plus, you can shop their pack wall, kick back in their roomy sports lounge, or even bring in your old cards to sell or trade. Get to Midwest Cards today and tell them T-Bone sent you.
Thanksgiving is about family, gratitude, and connection, not spending hours in the kitchen. This year, let Bob Evans make the meal so you can make the memories. Bob Evans Farmhouse Feasts have everything you need, from slow-roasted turkey and hickory smoked ham to all the classic sides and pies you love. Each feast comes packed cold, ready to heat, serve, and enjoy together at home. Perfect for gatherings of any size. Order yours today for delivery or curbside pickup at bobevans.com, because Thanksgiving is better together. From Bob Evans.
We've all got our daydreams, right? Little things, big things, things you know one day you'll do. Then out of nowhere, cancer. And all your plans don't change a bit. I would know. I'm about to jump out of an airplane with my dad. Our first time skydiving solo. And my second year since starting cancer treatment at Ohio Health. All right, Dad, let's go. You keep making plans.
Visit ohiohealth.com/keep-making-plans.
Make this your year. Looking for a new career in the high-demand fields of IT and cybersecurity? Attend classes live, online, or on campus. Go to mycomputercareer.edu and take the free career evaluation today.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify.
November is an ideal month to plant trees in Ohio because the soil is still warm, which reduces the transplant stress. Plus, trees require less water in November than in the heat of the summer, allowing roots to grow in the cooler temperatures. When planting trees, keep these tips in mind. Select trees that are zone hardy for where you plan to plant. Avoid planting trees that produce slip hazards like fruits and nuts close to sidewalks. And don't plant large trees near or under utility lines. To learn more about the November tree planting, contact an ISA certified arborist near you by going to trees4ohio.org. That's trees4ohio.org.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Chick Dietler's Buckeyes are back at the shot for a matchup with Notre Dame. Ryan Day also wants me to alert you that Lou Holtz is an idiot.
Live fan coverage starts Sunday at 11:30 with the tip at 12:30.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
We're looking at a mix of clouds and sunshine here for your Friday afternoon as temperatures warm up into the upper 50s. Winds fairly light at about 5 to 10 miles per hour. And then as we head into the weekend, we're tracking even warmer temperatures here on Saturday with highs in the mid-60s. But a cold front will arrive and bring us a chance for rain showers and then cooler conditions here as we head into Sunday. And that's a look at your 10 weather impact forecast. I'm meteorologist Aaron White here on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sportsbook book a Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Leads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, Ice, little Bet365 time.
Let's lock in on it. Let's lock in because at Bet365 right now, new customers, they got a great deal waiting just for you where all you have to do is bet $5 and you are going to get $200 in bonus bets, win or lose. So you could take that $200 and you could turn that into something bigger and better when you bet on totals, spreads, money lines, or player props. Also, keep an eye out for Super Boost and Daily Boost as well over at Bet365.
All right, I'm going to go back to the Suckers Bet hockey. Can't help myself. I'm going to parlay Carolina and Utah.
Okay.
Carolina at home against Vancouver. Utah home against the Islanders. I'll get the plus money on a two-way parlay money line situation.
I like that. I like that. There's something about this Clemson line that's a little strange for me. Clemson, I know, out of sight, out of mind for all of us right now with just their lack of success. They take on Louisville tonight. So this is a home game for Louisville. Louisville's ranked 20th in the country. But the line on this thing is only minus 2.5 for Louisville. And so I'm actually going to take Clemson on the money line today. Plus 110 for Clemson. Bit of an upset. Maybe we get some fight for them. I just like the value on this right now. So a sneaky...
You don't think Louisville's going to find some pride after blowing that game to Cal?
They might. I'm just looking for a little value right now, so I'm rolling with that. So you have Louisville tonight playing. You also have Oregon tonight playing at home against Minnesota. But I'll take the plus 110 for Clemson today. Anything else, AR? Are we good?
Oh. I mean, there's a ton of college football in the NFL, but I'm starting to shy away a little bit from the NFL unless they're big money line favorites like the Pats last night.
Oh, my goodness. And I didn't bet it, mentioned it. Travion, 2+ touchdowns, was plus 260. He got 3 of those things.
Should have had,
yesterday.
And by the way, could have had a 4th because the Jets turned the ball over on a poor snap by, who was calling the game last night? Kirk and Al.
Kirk and Al
on Thursday nighter. I think once Herbie saw it, he had to change his mind because he said the snap was fine. Snap was bad.
Wasn't good.
It was at his shins.
Yeah, it wasn't good.
Like it was bad. And then Justin tried to pick it up instead of falling on it. That was his mistake.
Mm-hmm.
But the Pats had the ball right there, and then the Jets actually bowed up and stopped them. I was going against Drake May in fantasy, and I could not believe how bad the Jets were last night. And I can't believe I shouldn't say that. I know they're bad.
Yeah.
But at moments when he's got a wide open receiver, and I know we'll get to that in a minute.
Yeah.
Like he could not find him.
Couldn't find him. Where we at? 5 touchdowns over the last 2 weeks for Travion Henderson. So, hey man, one guy goes down. 5. Yeah, he has 2 rushing in the last 2 games in each game and 1 receiving last night. So Ramondre Stevenson goes down and Travion's taking advantage. Download the app and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply. In app only.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
All right, so you Steeler fans will probably remember the name Willie Colon.
Yeah, offensive tackle from Hofstra.
Won a Super Bowl in the Santonio Holmes. Greatest catch ever made in a Super Bowl, probably, outside of maybe Lynn Swann against the Cowboys.
What's the Hofstra mascot? What are they?
They are the Hofstra Pride.
Oh.
Now, I think it was a downgrade because in the late 90s, they were the Hofstra Flying Dutchman.
I like that.
And then
I like that a lot more.
The Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, I like
that's
that
pretty
a
cool.
lot more.
And then they switched to the Hofstra Pride.
Gotcha.
Fun fact, Jay Wright went to the NCAA tournament as both the head coach of the Hofstra Flying Dutchman and the Hofstra Pride. He was there for the switchover.
Good for Jay Wright.
Before his career catapulted at Villanova.
Well, he's currently a guest sports analyst on FS1.
Jay Wright?
No, Willie Colon.
Oh, okay.
This was on SNY. So this is like Jets hometown coverage.
So he does that as well. And you guys drafted him in the 4th round, Pittsburgh. You wound up going to the Jets. late in his career, so he spent a couple years there. And he was talking about, and they're a mess right now. And Justin Fields is getting his money, so he's not complaining there. But here he is on the Justin Fields future and where it is.
It's tough, man, because Aaron Glenn's going to sit up here and talk about how he needs to watch the tape. You don't need to watch anything. Justin Fields is not an NFL quarterback. Let's just be honest. And you can't sit here and tell your team and before games and want them to rally and want them to give you all they got when you're not giving your team everything they need to be successful. I mean, she shouldn't have played in the second half. And this is a game where if you win this game, you're on a 3-game winning streak, and you really start to rally the troops because now they start believing in each other instead of the talent around them. Right. And everything you're trying to sustain, they're saying, you know what? We won with less. We beat the number 1 team in the AFC in New England. This is billboard stuff, right? But you didn't do it solely because what? So this is like from a ball player standpoint. If I'm sitting in that locker room and he's talking to us and he's talking about what we should do, I'm like, no, what should you have done? Then what I should have done, because the tape don't lie. I'm on the field. We watch missed throws, bad mechanics. He doesn't trust his feet. That's not the NFL. You got to see it and go. And it's just, it's redundant and it's tired. And I feel bad for those guys because you could tell they're still playing with pride. And so I'm more frustrated with Aaron Glenn, and because it's not about the ball players. It's about Aaron Glenn. What he did tonight was nonsense. It's ridiculous.
He's not completely wrong. He's not. I trust his eyes, too. I was watching that game last night. Fields gives you the speed, the ability to break out of containment, to pick up some first downs that he shouldn't, but it's all with his legs. He misses so many wide open guys now. And even when he has protection, that third down, I know he's trying to throw it back shoulder for no reason because he probably doesn't want to get picked, but I feel bad because there are times where I feel that he wasn't worthy of the disrespect he was getting because he was on bad squads that didn't have enough around him. And maybe he is now a guy who's a victim of his own circumstances. Maybe he would have been better in a right system, different team, right coach. Like his evolution as a quarterback would have gotten better, but he has learned to survive on athleticism, and now we've hit the ceiling because his other parts of his game did not develop at the pro level the way I thought. And this is part of the maybe going to a bad situation because I think he has some more potential in that arm. But he's right. I don't know about pulling him because the first drive was fine. First drive of the game.
That's always the scary part, right? Is like those
the next 3 or whatever it was before half.
Yeah, those scripted plays can be fool's gold sometimes for a team and their ability throughout a game to maintain offensive success. And so I said it prior to the season that I thought this was probably going to be his last crack at being a starter. Maybe not for the rest of his career because he's not an old guy right now. We've seen other guys kind of go through this cycle and not be the guy and have to bounce around before they got another opportunity. So that may be the path he's got to go down. But a couple of things that Willie mentioned in the clip are things that we've been hearing from people for years is that the fundamentals aren't consistent enough.
That's it.
The feet, the not seeing it when you're supposed to see it, those type of things I think are what's holding him back because like you touched on, it's not a physical thing.
He's an arm thrower.
Yeah.
I noticed that about him, and that's fine to some extent. In college, you could probably do that. Athletically, you can get away with that in college. But I see what you see. 8 good throws in a row and then 6 bad ones in a row.
And to me, it kind of seems like a long arm motion that's kind of slow-ish. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm out of bounds for that, but to my eye, that's kind of what I see. And so, yes, we can sit here and say he didn't have Garrett Wilson. Like, I get that. Like, you're playing, left-handed as a quarterback when you don't have that guy. I understand that. But now we're talking about a body of work. And the Bears, the Steelers, and the Jets have given him opportunities. And unfortunately, he hasn't been able to capitalize on those chances consistently for, I think, teams to right now really believe in him. So I hear what Willie's saying because, like as one of his teammates, it's got to be tough to go out there and feel like you're running into the same brick wall every time. But then the money comes into play, and ownership probably doesn't want to see him sitting on the sideline with the money that they played him at least in year 1.
Yeah, he can be rattled. He can get confused. I always saw Justin, the reason he could survive in college and survive and thrive is because he's an overstrider. He needs space, and he got it in college. Yeah. These NFL teams, they blitz him. Not only does he can get away with that with his athleticism, but he doesn't even identify the blitz correctly. And then sometimes when he does have space to throw, he does overstride, and mechanically it's just not sound. And I think he's just been probably shell-shocked. I just think this whole thing just never really got where he needed to. That's why his footwork's all over the place.
Yeah.
What he's talking about.
The one thing I'll disagree with Willie on is that he says he's not an NFL quarterback. I disagree with that because I think he will be on rosters. I think maybe what he meant to say was he's not a starter in the NFL. Because I just think with these traits, he's going to continue to get opportunities to at least be backup somewhere because somebody's going to think they can tap in to this thing and hopefully get a better Justin Fields.
And the scariest thing for a coach or a GM is when you see him rip off a 40 or 50-yard run and you're like, I can't quit this guy.
Yeah.
But you got to get all that other stuff to make it count, to be real.
The other part's got to come along with. The other part of his game hasn't come along with the rushing stuff.
All right, Wayne Cook, sideline reporter for the Bruins, will jump on in 2 minutes. We'll see what kind of fight they're bringing to the shoe when we talk to him. Stick close. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
When it comes to your roofing, siding, or gutter needs, call Newman Roofing. 614-NEW-ROOF. NewmanRoofing.com.
Hi, I'm Joanna Williams, General Manager at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. And this month, lease a 2026 Toyota Corolla LE for only $199 a month for 39 months. Now through December 1st at Tansky Sawmill Toyota. Visit TanskySawmillToyota.com for details. And when you think Toyota, think Tansky. $36.99 due at signing with approved credit, tax title, and $387 doc fee not included. No security deposit required.
Think Toyota. Think Tansky.
This is Corey Sickles with Safe Harbor Wealth Advisors. We are an independent financial planning firm ready to help you make the right decision for yourself, your family, and your future. Visit safeharboroh.com to schedule a complimentary meeting. safeharboroh.com.
Dormar, you're pilot hero.
Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so like everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are like so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
If you haven't felt the rush of the holiday season, trust me, it's coming. Eric Reeser here. Get your body ready for all the tailgating and all the turkey at Hydrate Me Med Spa. They've got 4 convenient locations in Central Ohio offering medical-grade IV and aesthetic treatments to help you look and feel your best during the hustle and bustle. I dropped into their Dublin location for an ozone therapy treatment. They infused my blood with medical-grade ozone that gave me a much-needed energy boost and properly prepared my immune system to tackle cold days and crowded stadiums. Look great, feel great today. Book your drip at hydratememedspa.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Big Game Preview.
Sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company. We love what moves you.
All right, welcome back into Rothman and Ice Big Game Preview. Here comes UCLA. It's been a while that they've come into Ohio Stadium, and we've got Wayne Cook, the former Rose Bowl quarterback, still loves and bleeds that blue and gold, and he's with us now on the Bryan Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Wayne, thanks for taking the time, bud. Have you been to Columbus before?
I have never been. I get to check off Columbus this year. We go to Michigan next year, I believe, so those are two stadiums I have not been able to stand on the field, and I cannot wait for this weekend.
You know, it's funny because I know it was like maybe close to your era the last time they were here. I think they were here in 99. I actually covered that game, and it was weird because I think UCLA got off to a really good start, and Ohio State went to a backup quarterback. There were a lot of suspensions on UCLA. I think they were missing like 13 or 15 guys for weird stuff like – this is back in the day, right, Wayne? I think they were using like handicap parking placards or something, and they got suspended. And now the funny irony would be that they're allowed to park anywhere now because of who they are. But give me your best state of the state on UCLA football right now. How surprising has this season been for you, or not?
Well, wow, that whole you took me way back there. I remember that whole thing. What I remember, though, is UCLA, that was kind of the end of – they had a 20-game winning streak before that season. They had been ranked number 1 in the first BCS polls. I mean, I had started the beginning of that decade, 93. We went to a Rose Bowl. It just feels like it's been way too long. So we've been close. We've had a couple of teams. I believe we had a couple of teams under Chip Kelly that was the problem with those teams is we were good enough to win a conference championship, and we'd end up losing a game to Arizona that we had no business losing. And so it's been kind of a crazy run since basically the turn of the century. I had always said that I thought UCLA should always be a top 20 team. I grew up watching UCLA football in the 80s and 90s, and we were never that far off. And it's just been a struggle. So, we're dealing with an interim coach right now. We fought our butts off to get 3 wins in a row, but things have kind of regressed a little bit since then. I don't know if we're as bad as our record talent-wise, but we just haven't been able to put things together. And so it's been a struggle. The one thing I will tell you, though, is this team will fight. I think Tim Skipper has done a heck of a job as an interim coach. That's not the easiest job in the world. He's been a breath of fresh air, you guys. If you ever get a chance to meet him, you would enjoy the conversation. He's made my coaches show every week the easiest show in the world because we can just talk anything we want to talk about, and he's game. But so it is what it is. I can't act like I'm happy though, because at UCLA sitting with 3 wins and we have to run the table just to be bowl eligible. That's not my vision of what UCLA football should be.
Yeah, I hear you on that. So we got to look at Nico last year in the playoff, and he had a spicy offseason, as you know, and now he's a Bruin. And so I couldn't wait to ask you about the Nico experience, what you've seen from him this year, maybe his growth at the most important position so far.
From day one with Nico, and it's funny when we start trying to decide who we're going to judge and pick on for character in the modern era, I think we could talk for 6 years about, coaches chasing money, players playing at 4 or 5 schools in their career. Nico, just the way his happened and leaving the SEC, a whole bunch of people were going to write about that. What I've learned is that from day one, he's a really nice guy. He's got good character. He's not afraid to do interviews. He's not afraid. He hasn't run from the situation at all. And so, and then I'll tell you this too. He is a tough young man. We've really struggled offensively. He's already had an offensive coordinator fired. He's having to learn new stuff on the go. And if you watch our games, like last week against Nebraska, we really couldn't do a whole lot on offense other than him running around and being, I hate to use the word hero ball, but sometimes it feels like he almost has to do that. And so he's just really, really tough. And anybody that's played quarterback since, sometimes your throwing suffers a bit when you have to run and you're getting hit a lot because he runs like a running back. You don't see him slide much. He drags people. He tries to run you over. He's just extremely physical and tough. So I've really enjoyed being around Nico. We could pick 100 different players and talk about, is it good for them to do the things they're doing? And I don't even know anymore because it's so much different than when I played, when you had father figures as coaches. They were mentors. Everybody talked about the life lessons you were supposed to learn, turning into great young men. Now we just talk about money, which is disheartening at times. But there's still a lot of good kids out there, a lot of good young men playing hard football, and Nico's one of them. He's getting paid a lot of money, but man, he plays hard.
He is Wayne Cook, sideline reporter, UCLA Bruins football, and the former quarterback himself. Wayne, when you looked at this team this year, and I know it kind of went sideways with the coaching change and all that, were you very concerned with the defense going into this year, or has it been more of just bad timing on not being able to stop anybody on third down? Like they just can't get off the field. Has the defense been as bad as the stats say?
Oh, that's such a good question. They've been better since the coaching change. I give Kevin Coyle a lot of credit. He came over from Syracuse. He had ties with Tim Skipper at Fresno, and he's done a really good job. We've got some talented players in the secondary. I like our corners a lot. Obviously this week's going to be the toughest matchup they've had. So no matter how good you are, those receivers for Ohio State are so good. You're going to get beat some. And I think Sands and absolute talent. I've been talking about him since day one. I just think he has a chance to be so good. So they're going to be tested, but with no pass rush and you already have a quarterback hitting 80% of his passes, the front part of the defense has been a struggle. If like last week, Nebraska ran all over us with Emmett Johnson, who's a very, very good player. The defense has improved. This is a long-winded answer, but if you can't put pressure on the quarterback, and we haven't been able to do that. We lost some players to the NFL last year, 4 or 5 really good players that got drafted, and I don't know if we've really been able to replace them. So we've improved, but this is going to be a really tough matchup. I mean, we struggled a lot against Indiana, and we know how good Indiana is, and their receivers are great too. But we did slow down their receivers a little bit compared to what they normally do. So that's going to be a fun matchup to watch. But if we don't put pressure on San, it's going to be a long day.
Let's flip it back over to the offense. Obviously, Nico is the focus. He makes everything happen on that side of the ball with his talent. But the guys around Nico, who are some of the other playmakers on offense that have stepped up when their number's been called?
So during our 3-game win streak, we were over 230 yards rushing in those games. So Penn State, I think we had 260 something. So when we were running the football and Javian Thomas, Jalen Berger, we have Anthony Woods back, and Anthony Frias. There's actually 4 backs that get some carries. They're all good. Our receivers are solid. I think that's the word I could use. I mean, Quasi Gilmer was expected to have a really big year, and it really hasn't turned out that way for the offense, but he's still got talent. Titus Mokiao-Atamalala is a really good player that I like a lot. Like we've got solid players. We just haven't been able to give Nico the time it takes to get the ball off. So again, I'm going to keep pointing this out. I mean, you watch Ohio State, and my broadcasting partner Matt Stevens and I are like, where's the weakness? Where do we find? People can talk about schedule or whatever, but they've got great players, and you're trying to figure out if you can't block them, then Nico has to do his thing with his legs, and after a while, that's just not a winning formula. So I'm hopeful that if the offensive line can hold up a bit and we can run and throw and have a little bit more balance, that's our chance. But the offensive line struggles. It's just like I said on the other side of the ball. If you're losing in the trenches, it's going to be a long day.
Well, I'm glad you're going to get to check the bucket list here and come to Ohio Stadium, this historic place, and you couldn't catch him at a worse or better time, being number 1. So you're going to get to see the best they have to offer. Wayne, this was awesome, man. Continued success, safe travel, enjoy the weekend.
All right, guys. Thanks a lot.
You got it. Wayne Cook, UCLA, former quarterback and sideline reporter on the Brian Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're looking for a brand new vehicle, listen closely, because at the McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, they have Black Friday deals happening all month long. One of those deals, a 2026 Equinox front-wheel drive LT. You can lease it for $309 a month for 36 months or finance for $415 a month for 84 months. Rules and restrictions apply. I got my new car from the McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion a couple months ago, and I've been loving it. And on their website, they have over 180 new vehicles for you to check out, along with some other Black Friday deals that I haven't even mentioned yet. So check out the website, but more importantly, get on up to Marion to visit them at the McDaniel GM Superstore, where they have a new vehicle waiting for you that you will love. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
All right, we'll drive in to tell the truth next, and our final score predictions for Saturday. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash, or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HindererMotorCompany.com.
Feeling stuck on your own 10-yard line in the career game? Maybe it's time to just go for IT. My Computer Career has the game plan to score a rewarding new IT career in months. Whether you're a rookie, a breakout career changer, or a military veteran ready to serve. Why spend years chasing a college degree when you can fast track your future in IT starting now? Take your mark, get set, go for IT. Take the free career evaluation at mycomputercareer.edu today. Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
Getting the cold shoulder? Call Care Heating and Cooling and we'll fix your furnace fast. Call 1-800-COOLING.
Around here, it's all or nothing. And Toyota's got more all-wheel drive choices than anybody. Now through December 1st, get 4.75 APR financing on remaining new 25 Corollas and Corolla hybrids. Excludes GR and Corolla Cross. Or lease a gas-powered 26 Corolla LE for $199 a month for 39 months with $36.99 due at signing. With approved credit through TFS, tax title and license extra. Call 1-888-36-TOYOTA for details or go to toyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Hey, y'all. It's the Rocket Roger Clemens here. Spent a lot of time pitching heat. Years later, the pain in my joints remind me of those days, but I'm not looking to sit still, and I definitely am not interested in going under the knife. That's why I chose QC Kinetics.
Not just for elite retired athletes. QC Kinetics gives everyday folks joint pain relief using regenerative treatments that work with your body to help repair joint damage.
No surgery, no long recovery, whether it's your knees, hips, shoulders, or back. My friends at QC Kinetics will help you get moving again so you can get back to doing the things you love.
QC Kinetics medical professionals will look at your x-rays or MRI to determine if you're a good candidate.
I trusted QC Kinetics to help me feel like myself again, and I'm proud to recommend them to you.
Call QC Kinetics today and schedule your free consultation.
Call QC Kinetics, 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544.
Is there anything better than a college football Saturday? Not if you're at the ESPN Bet Sportsbook at Hollywood Casino Columbus. Join the fan for watch parties for the games this season. Oh, you got to check out the display case of amazing autographed prizes you can win. It's beautiful. 2 massive TV walls to watch the national champs. Watch and place wagers with over 30 kiosks. Contests, prizes, and live shows. Must be 21 or older to enter. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
You have a chance to win a beautiful new custom home or cash prize this holiday season with a Home for the Holidays raffle. And help make wishes come true for Make-A-Wish Kids. One lucky winner will be announced on December 24th, so get your $100 ticket now. Just visit A Home for the Holidays, Columbus.org to buy your tickets. That's A Home for the Holidays, Columbus.org. Terms and conditions apply.
T-Bone and Tybus.
Cooper Flag. He played in Maine.
He from Maine?
Yes, he is from Maine. They said the whole state.
I've never even heard of somebody being from Maine.
T-Bone and Tybus Mornings on the Fan is sponsored by Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Right now, get 50% off all window styles from Window Nation at windownation.com.
All right, TLC, take us home, my man.
All right, so we didn't get to this clip earlier in the show, so now would be a good time to do it. Here is Dan Orlovsky talking about Ohio State and where their schedule's been looking like.
Least tested #1 team in the history of college football. They've played nobody. Week 1, Texas. Ever since then, they haven't played anybody. I don't know if they played a team that's ranked right now since Texas. They have been trailing for 1 second in the second half this year. We have no idea who this Ohio State team, very good team, quarterback's a really good player, and Jeremiah Smith's best player in college football. We have no idea who Ohio State is, like down 4 in the fourth quarter.
So the question is, the fact that they're blowing everybody out, does that work against them? Because that kind of sounds like the argument he's trying to make. So inbounds or out of bounds or somewhere in between?
I think he's in bounds on being factually correct. I know where you're going with it, which is he made it sound like we have some real questions about them because it's the one thing you can't answer is what happens when they play a legit team. They haven't played one since week 1. And then once they beat Texas and Texas fell off the map, everybody discounted that win. So he's right to point out to some degree that, but they've been tested briefly At Washington, a little ugly. Halftime against OU, you know they weren't losing that game. Yeah. Illinois coming off their embarrassment in Indiana. What would they bring to the table? It actually made it a little bit interesting at some point in that game. Penn State certainly made it interesting at half. This is just proven. So it's two things. Is Ohio State can be much, much better than their schedule. And on the other side, their schedule and a lot of the Big Ten can be just average. Like the last three teams Ohio State beat, Wisconsin, Penn State, and Purdue, are combined 1-18 in the Big Ten. So it's not just Ohio State cracking them, or it's not like they're showing up against other teams, but when they faced Ohio State, they looked like they should look. So I think he's right. And it is the one thing we don't know. He just made it sound like there's this big negative hanging out in the air, and I don't see that yet.
I don't feel that.
But he's right.
I mean, he's kind of right for me. Like, he's kind of right. I hear what he says, though, about, hey, game on the line. You got one timeout. There's a minute and a half left on the clock. We haven't seen that, but I'm not going to knock them for that just because we haven't seen it.
Let me ask you this. Knee-jerk reaction.
Yeah.
Don't think about this too much.
Okay.
Because the game isn't now.
Okay.
UCLA and Rutgers now, so we don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
Julian Sainz, first trip to Ann Arbor. Are you worried? Go.
No. I'm not worried about him.
Okay.
I'm worried about the play calling.
Oh, so it's not about anything other than the mentals.
Well, the physical stuff has to come along with it. Last year, we were talking about how that game should be an absolute blowout with how bad, especially Michigan's offense was through the air last year. Like, nobody saw it, and they still found a way. So I'm just curious about the play calling in the game. I'm not really worried about the players in the game right now. I'm not.
We shouldn't be, but it is the one unknown. And Michigan's not like this great team. Yeah. It's more of a between the ears kind of feel.
Where are you at on the question you just asked me?
No, I mean, I've been wrong every year for the last 4 years. So,
that's not what he asked you. But where are you at right now?
I'm not that concerned.
Yeah.
But I'm leaving some room for a young quarterback's first ever trip in the rivalry, or first ever game in the rivalry on the road. I'm leaving. And fair. I don't know how much Michigan is going to have to, quote, lose in that game. We don't know, because if Michigan loses to, well, they got nothing left. They're fine. Actually, they'll win their two games, right?
They should come into that game 9-2.
Yeah,
they should.
So they'll have something to play for.
Yeah, they'll definitely have something to play for. I like, though, that while it was a home game, Julian had to figure it out in his first career start against Texas. The Washington trip, the Illinois trip, like, I think those can pay. It's not the big house. It's not that game. I get it. But those type of things, I think you can go back to and have some muscle memory there.
But 1 to 10.
I'm not worried about Julian. I'm not
worried about Julian. The game. 1 to 10. 10 being.
What's 10? That they lose the game?
10 being I'm as fearful as I ever could be. 1 being I'm not fearful.
I guess I'm right in the middle right now. Like, things just get weird with that game. And I got to learn my lesson from last year. And that's why I'm pointing the direction at the play calling this year, because I thought last year that hurt them just a little bit in that game.
I think having the natty in their back pocket actually takes the pressure off, finally.
Where are you at 1 to 10 right now? I'm a 5.
I'm below that.
3?
4.
Okay. So we're close.
Yeah. Okay. Maybe 3.5.
I'd be a 2 or 3, honestly. Yeah. I think there is more pressure on Bryce Underwood, because he's in the exact same situation, but we got 2 first-year starters playing quarterback for either side, and I think that Julian Saint has shown more consistency, especially out of the gates of the season. I think Bryce Underwood's kind of taken a little bit of time to develop throughout.
See, I think there'll be more pressure on Julian just because of what we're talking about with 4 years in a row. Maybe he cares, maybe he won't, about the Heisman stuff. So there's going to be, I think, a lot more on his side pressure-wise, to me, than there will be Bryce Underwood.
Well,
I agree with that.
I mean, the answer is obviously Ryan Day shoulders the most pressure because he's the only one who's been there for all of it, at least in the quarterback-head coach relationship there.
As long as Jordan Marshall, an Ohio kid,
Moeller,
doesn't turn into,
I think,
Tshmunga Biaka Patuka, I think you're okay.
There you go. And let's do this one.
What are you watching?
And this one just for fun.
Free Place and Ortiz.
Unreal.
I saw the feds. Class A flew in, and they were waiting for him at the airport.
Right.
He's getting some Antonio Brown treatment.
And Tyvus was there playing his defense attorney.
What a sign.
Free Place and Ortiz.
All right, tell the truth. What's going down tomorrow?
I got final score. That's what you're asking for, right, TLC?
Oh, that's such a good question.
It is.
Thank you.
I'm going to go... I'm going to go 37.
37. How do you arrive at 37? A safety?
I don't know. You know I'm not good
We
at
could get
math.
a safety.
All right, let's go. Blanket.
Why not? 5 touchdowns and a safety.
37-10. 37-10.
Stick with it.
I will. Probably change it tomorrow on a pregame show.
Did they kick a field goal? Does Ohio State kick a field goal? Fielding's coming off a couple good ones at Purdue.
Yeah.
Can UCLA get some sort of third down stop that would force a field goal? That's the only question here. And
You do have a little bit of Mel Kiper in your voice.
He does. Now
There was
you're going to
some-
start.
not Mel
It was a
Kiper.
little hint of it in there.
Not at the end of that sentence, but when you started it, that started.
No need to be sorry. It's great.
Fielding's coming off a couple of good ones.
Yeah, it was in there.
I've probably done it
I heard
too
the
many.
tone.
I've probably done it too many times.
It's a little bit of your
When you know
natural
you do
cadence,
it.
though. It really is.
Everybody does it. I just did it, and I'm ready to do it again.
Oh man, Mel's probably still mad because Shador hasn't played yet.
Give me 40. Give me 45-7.
That was embarrassing what his draft coverage looked like.
All right, there it is. Hey, before we go, what you got? Or anything else?
No.
Oh, okay,
I do.
What do you got?
And I am looking at a half-empty bottle of Cavatier, which means that we are just about out of time.
Yes, I brought you some flowers. They're plastic, but
You're
they
giving
smell
somebody some
real.
flowers?
I brought you some flowers. They're plastic, but they smell real.
Before
What movie is that, by the way, that I keep playing every single week?
The Ladies' Man.
Okay.
Tim Meadows.
Before we go, if you missed anything from our show, don't worry. You could always catch up wherever you get your podcast. Just type in Rothman and Ice. Coming up on Common Man and Timmy, Adam Cole will be in. Not the wrestler Adam Cole. Adam King, baby, will be in.
I'm about to say,
Adam Cole's
who's
a
Adam
wrestler.
Cole?
He's
Cole.
He's a wrestler.
And we
Did
got
you guys-
Adam out there.
So Adam King will be
You
in.
guys just
Yeah, please don't
meshed.
insult me like that ever again.
Adam King will be in for the first 2 hours. Nicole Sheeran for the last hour. It is Go to Jail Friday as well.
Adam Cole and Ed Sheeran will be in. Listen then. We'll talk to you on the pregame and the tailgate tomorrow. Have a great weekend. Thanks for listening. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Question from a listener: do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.